Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I'm just doing the after stream. It's a Halloween edition. It lasted for like 13 hours, so let me see what's going on. It's a few changes I did this morning. It was a little fallout when I was on Auntie's after little thing, and I'm not tripping anymore. I'm not getting mad or anything. This is just it's gonna be some changes around here. I'm not gonna get mad at everything because what I'm learning, I'm growing as a host doing streams and shit, but you got to do what you got to do. You can't just be aggressively angry like that. So again, I'm not even tripping off of it. For the fact remains that this is off of a fly. So let me get set up. What's going on, Mike V? Salute, salute. Um, yeah, you ain't gonna see me over there on a particular channel, so I'm gonna stop going on certain females' channels. I think they're getting ridiculous. There's a certain individual got me removed as a moderator, so I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not gonna spew about it. But I'm done with that person. I'm blaming the holder that did that and then put a battery in somebody's back. But I'm not responsible. It's their channel. Like I'm tired of that shit. I had a policy a long time ago. Like if you don't mess with me or whatever, you're done. And I'm just gonna keep it at that. I'm just not going to argue. I'm just gonna little sidebar. Um, but remember, I'm just saying, like in so many words, I'm not gonna yell and scream about that shit. That's not what I do here. Because what you have is individuals that don't care. So I'm gonna just keep minds and thems. And yeah, people are just gonna be they're just gonna have to deal with it. Because I'm not gonna argue all day. I'm not here for that. Not on this damn YouTube shit. Greetings, Collie James. Salute. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And that's one thing I will not do is yell and scream all day. But we talked about various topics. I mean, they talked about a little drama and they was gonna stream. It's a Halloween stream. And I got another one for Sunday chills, and that's like at 8:15. It was supposed to be 7:45, but I was over at Auntie's. We was building and we was talking about certain things, right? I'm just not going to mention the person's name in this stream. What I saw this morning was kind of disgusting, but I'm good. And I guess they got mad over a specific person's birthday party, but I'm never going to do that again next year. I'm not, because I know how fake people are on YouTube. So I'm just going to keep it pushing and just stick with it, because I'm tired of holding people up. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of being a yes man to somebody. And I dealt with that in March. I'm not doing it again. Not this year. It's just part of my policy that I will not take disrespect by anybody. And what you start doing, the channel holders, if they don't respect you, as a panelist, I bring great input, great advice, just step aside and whatever. I'm not trying to get mad at everybody, but I don't beef on here. And then calling it some YouTube street. Ain't no such thing as YouTube streets. That's bullshit. I mean, I'm so tired of when people say that. It doesn't fucking exist. It's just a cop out to say you want to divide that person. I'm done with the bullshit. I'm just done with it. Because the older I get, I realize people are just saying shit. And I told you this before about that stream. And I shouldn't have did the stream by Art of Troll. And I understand, because I was talking about my experience. I know people got offended. But fuck them. That was my experience on the internet. I done grew out of that shit and try to explain to you there's different levels to it. I'll talk about it in another open panel stream or discussion and write it down, why it will exist and why you got new apps and forums and shit like that. You can't stop. It's a lot of people that's just weak. They always want somebody to put a battery in their back, right? It's so pathetic, man. Like, how can you trust somebody that ain't built for this type of content? I'm not trying to piss people off. I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to have fun with this shit, But, when I do history streams, I just go in and do the research. I mean, the last one I'm going to do is the Mesoamerica and the Olmecs, and I'm done. I'll talk about something else on Wednesday, getting back into philosophy and shit like that. I'll stick with that. It'll be something political, just a small exercise, and then I'm gonna say where we at and have a discussion. You know what I'm saying? For Wednesdays and have it structured. But open discussions, that's various topics. Okay. I mean, I'm done with the bullshit, what they be on. So, you know, I'm just doing this just for like Auntie. I was on the stream because I know people are not listening, and I don't give a shit. I don't stick with this, and I'm not gonna give up on this one as ever. But I know where people's hearts are, you know, and I understand what time it is, and they be on some BS. So I get it. I get it. I'm not liked, and I deal with that all day long, and that's nothing new. Tell me something I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, you know, I'm not shocked. But people got offended by my last couple streams. So I'm just here, man. What's going on, man? I'm gonna drop the link. Hold on. Yeah, I'll drop the link for you, man. Cause I'm not having it this year. Because what we're seeing right now is just I'm just keeping it 1,000. You know, because some people they just gonna be here. I'm gonna pin this for a minute because I got time until 8:15 rolls around. So it's 5:16. Just a couple of hours, and then I extend the conversation to Sunday chills. So I just want to just talk about certain things. Some people are just gonna be people, you know, and I think triggered a lot of people. I got some views off of that shit too when I self live stream. I know people is just not gonna like what I'm gonna say, but I enjoyed last night's Halloween with the four record TV. I enjoy that shit. We was talking about Zodiacs and just clowning and being silly, me over the Third Wars. I did saw Sexy Red stream. She had those pictures and act all, you know, being herself and being Sadiddy, you know, the thing. I ain't saying she's Sadiddy. My fault. I ain't gonna say she's Sadiddy. She was cool. She's trying to fake Sadiddy or whatever. But you know, wherever it is, it's cool. I supported her. But you know what I'm saying? It's a pattern. That individual is putting a battery in that woman's back, man. Like, I'm starting to agree with Nadia. She did a good job pointing that out. Guess they got mad about that, but you know, but that's a whole nother thing. I'm done with female panels. I tried, and I had to learn a lesson. It's just like I think I was in Melodies last year, and this year did the same thing, and people so fucking jealous. I'm done with that too. I mean, I can have the conversation, but I'm gonna kill it every now and then. I'm just gonna skywatch, you know. Like if they suggest a share, I'm good. I'm just gonna stay in the cut from now on because I know what people is. I'm just gonna let them come to me because the more I learn, being a host and a former panelist, I am. I have to start cutting some heads off, man. For real, I'm gonna try to build an audience this time. I'm gonna stick with it because I'm not gonna fuck with a lot of people this coming up winter. It's only gonna be a handful. I gotta go to channels that are non-spacey, but the issue with that is it's what y'all put out. I'm good. I mean, the ones that's even balanced with men and women, I hate to say it's for the record TV. I'm sorry, man. That's just I'm gonna be a little biased right there. But you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Jay Sean talking about the women being disrespectful. Oh, they always gonna be disrespectful when they come to these spaces, and they're not allowed on my panel as much. Only have a handful that I'm willing to have. I'm accepting, but just don't be disrespectful. You know, I'm not with that. If you come in with that gender war shit, you up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that. I'm too not in the mood for that. That shit's dead and gone with Soul and Black said. But what I come to realize, that's all over the black sectors. And I just study people. I just look back and watch the dumb shit they do. So what I did with that conservatism streams, that's just the beginning. Okay, I'll do another one with the liberal streams. I don't give a fuck what no one cares about when I talk about domestic policy. I'm gonna break it down to a millimeter in the science. Then I'm gonna have suggestions. I'm gonna do those type of streams every Wednesday and just have a discussion. It ain't gonna be derailed. I'm just gonna keep it to a minimum. and I'm just gonna be up out of here. I don't care if people that don't like. I don't give a fuck. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna be me. But the open discussions is what leads to conversation. I'm gonna write some of the shits down, what I've seen. You know, I can do those anytime. You know, that's easy. Because the history shit, I'm tired of talking about that website. People don't appreciate it as much. That's what I'm gonna do. Because the last one I'm gonna do, that's it. I'm done. So I'm gonna stick with that and just be well versed and stick with philosophy, stick what I know best, and then add more questions to it and just stick with it. You know what I'm saying? And correlate that shit together. You know what I'm saying? The historical shit, I already got you. I already got all the dark history playlists. It's no need. If you wanted to talk about it, we'll do another series on that. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried. Yeah, it's the most people call this devil's holiday. I don't really care, but I believe this is pretty good. So, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep it me. Salute Jay Sean, you know, everybody that came to the building, but you know what I'm saying? I know everybody's on right now. It's the afternoon over here. It's like what, 5:20, and you know, PM. So, you know what I mean? This is like after. I think Ant was talking about situations with them and had Halloween. He just did a stream. We talked about sports a little bit. We talked about LeBron playoffs. I haven't watched basketball in a minute. I've been kind of lackluster in that point. But so focused on streams ain't even funny. Research what's going on in the news and things like that. I've been distracted. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to get other people's skin. I've been doing a lot of streams and just jotting down, man. And that's like time consuming for me. And I just do it, you know? And that's what people are saying, you know. I guess people say I'm more of a blogger. I've been a blogger. I've done that. It's just the presentation's got to be right. So yeah, it's kind of hard for me right now because I'm trying to just figure this out. Because usually when you stream like these, it's just whatever. It's whatever. And if the audience is small, I can accept that because I'm not going to get a big audience. The replay determines what I'm going to do right now. But see, at nighttime, that's when everybody comes through. They just want the drama. And I understand. You know, I understand the algorithm game. I understand the BS that I have to deal with. And it's cool. I had to cut somebody off today. It's not going to mess with that person because someone put a battery in that person's back. I thought that person was real. My fault. I didn't mean to say she or he. I don't say that Paul. That I thought that person was real. And come to find out, she let someone try to dictate her channel like that. I've seen that too many times in space. This is my only criticism of space. Why are you gonna let someone put a battery in your back? And yet you can't control that person being along with it. So I've kind of agreed with my man Third World on this. This is a fucking common problem I have. Destroys every fucking panel I've seen. It's happened to Kudas, happened everywhere else, and now yours. So I come to the realization that today, and I held that in over at Antilles because I had to get this out. It's ridiculous to support somebody that's going to allow that shit to happen. So I blame the channel holder for that. So you'll no longer see me over there. I ain't gonna mention that person's name. I don't fuck with that person. You're just gonna get the guillotine when you get over here. But hey, but teach his own. Because I already know what you got over there. I already know. It's y'all can have that. And I'm not gonna get emotional about it. I'm just gonna not say shit to you in the chat. You're gonna see the difference. I'm not playing this year. Next year I'm gonna do the same fucking thing. I'm not playing with you niggas, man. That's on that bullshit with me. I know how fake y'all are because y'all shit moderators, man. I'm not talking about y'all in the chat. I'm talking about these niggas that co-sign that bullshit. That bitch over there represent those Masons, man. I don't fuck with those people like that. And I'm coming for your head this time. I'm not playing with y'all this winter either because November I'm just gonna be nice and light. But this month, this final month, what we say October 31st, I'm not playing. What I saw today is disgusting. I'm like, I'm cool. Like I said, I kept that policy until March, until next month. And when I started my streams, I'm tired, man. I'm gonna lay down the law out here. And you gotta look at who's who. You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning. And it's not fair, but still with it. I don't want no discussion. I'm out of here with that. And when I saw Kuda got rid of the slug, man, never seen that. Never seen that. Sometimes you got to kick people off the horse, man. Like it's going to happen. And I think fallouts are necessary. You're not going to see me over there. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to treat you like everybody else. And that's basically what you do. I don't get emotional. I ain't trying to, no. Once you do me wrong, I'm done with you. I'm going to treat you like shit everywhere else. If you come to my vicinity, you know what I'm saying? I don't go over where you go over. Something bad happens to you, I don't give a fuck. I'm that type of person too. I let you have it till you kill yourself. I don't care. I'm on scorched earth time. And I've been on this time for like the past couple of months. And I love doing this shit, bringing information, things like that. And yeah, I could be a little petty here and there. But sometimes I ain't trying to be petty all the time because that's what they want me to be. It's not going to happen. Because I know who's faking these spaces, and I'm not going to call nobody names. This is pretty much common. And I'm not pissed off. I'm just smiling right now. It's just like, I ain't got time for that. And I'm not dissing nobody I'm subscribed to. It's the one I used to be subscribed to today. And you're not going to see that person on my community tab. So I'm going to set the record straight here. It's just what it is. I'm not going to try to be angry over this shit. Because the internet's too goddamn big. There's more content creators besides that person. So what I've learned today from over NTs, man, just stick with your shit and you're good. I'm just learning as I go as well. I have to learn that, man, because one thing I learned about after streams, you do for somebody that's cool, and that's just one time. And y'all know who I'm talking about, but I'm good because she's got a person that likes to dictate panels and thinks she's a host. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like putting a battery in someone's back. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Fuck out of here. And they're always trying to say clicked up. Y'all the main ones clicked up and don't even get a fuck along with each other. I'm glad that the slug cussed that person out. I'm glad. And it's going to continue. And like I heard from old boy getting turned on by those things over there. See, I don't really care anymore because I've gotten to the point. I have a small circle. I won't deal with it. And if I get an audience, I have to go somewhere that people appreciate. I have to go to places that are anti this. So yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit, man. And that ain't been bothering me. I'm just tired of it. I did the right thing. Because if I didn't done that, I'll let that shit get the best of me, man. Because on this YouTube shit, you got to understand, you got to have a mighty sword to cut people's heads off. I'm not playing with people this year or next year. And I don't like doing it, but sometimes you got to. This is too good enough. I'm glad I'm doing content again because I could have did pre-recordings and give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I would wait till 7:45 and rest my fucking brains on this shit. But for me, I'm just being good. I'm being real. And the streams I did about that, talk about the art of trolling, man. That was something that I was experiencing growing up, on the internet and stuff. I was offline. I had a real life outside of it, but I learned a lot from those spaces. But you got to understand that you learn as you go with these live chats and live streams and things like that. I've been on panels with people that's intensify and things like that. I've been on panels where women was crazy, arguing on one person's panel that has like a radio station. Been on a couple of those. Didn't dip. I just muted up and just walk and step away. Then the fuckery happens this year and this month. It's kind of fucking a joke right now. You got these dudes trying to click up and be conservative, which is a joke. I'm just saying it what it is, man. Like, I'm not even mad. That's just part of it. I don't have no click. I just got a group of brothers that align with me. So I got my own sphere, my own space. I just don't deal with individuals that are crazy. You know what I'm saying? And wants to block everybody and time people out. And when I saw that, I'm done with that person and the channel holder. I blame the channel holder for that. So they can go fuck themselves. That's all I'm going to say on that side. I stand on what I said. I don't care. I don't want to acknowledge it. I don't want no conversation. Go fuck yourself. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with people that tries to do me wrong. I'm just saying this out of a little anger, but I just hate bitch ass people. I'm just sorry. I'm coming for your head this time. And this time, I'm not trolling you. I'm just going to throw shots. If something happens to that channel, I told you so, motherfucker. I just hate weak motherfucking niggas on here, man. I told you I was done with niggas since 2012 when they burnt my ass when I lost my first channel. I cut some niggas off and blocked a lot of motherfuckers. I'll do it again. And go fuck yourself again. Because these people in this new format is the problem. Not everybody deserves a fucking voice. I mean, if you do politics right, yeah, it's cool, but don't brag about it. Just shut the fuck up and do it. I ain't with that big unity bullshit. That's what my channel's not based on. It's small unity, doing the work, actually proving yourselves and help others. It takes time. I'm for the youth. I'm not for them old motherfuckers, man. That's the fucking problem. That's what's wrong with 2.0 right now. My criticism with them and then a little bit of the brain trust, what they was trying to produce, you can't copy what 2.0 did. And that's where the split came. Yeah, we had the silly war with game versus not game, which is retarded, by the way, so that the divestments can pick us apart. I saw that. And I call bullshit in March. And thank God I did, because now you see the outliers and the outcomes of it. Neither people ain't got a space. They're in disarray. I decided to create a personal space. It's gonna be my shit, you know. I mean, we on time over here. Okay. That person, man, I try to reach out. I try to give that person a shot for the whole month. It lasted for a good while. If I don't like something on your content, I'm done with you. And yes, I'm a little petty and I don't give a fuck. I have a right to be petty because I'm just being me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the best damn moderator from each channel I've always participated in. If they don't like trolls, I keep trolls in check. But I ain't saying I'm the best. I do what I do. I'm sorry, man. Like, I handle shit. That's why they scared to come over here, man. I don't be playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of getting mad at niggas on this weak ass Google and YouTube all day. Fuck these niggas. And I mean that. That co-sign that shit, man. Like, I'm sick with that Masonic shit. I really am. I wish they'd be executed on sight. That's just me. That's my personal beef with this shit. It goes back to 2012, 9 years ago. I hate fuck niggas. I wish there was a law we get rid of them. But eventually it's going to happen. I'm tired of fuck shit, man. I really am. And I'm just going to sit back and watch and don't give a fuck. Because what's one thing I hate about niggas? Their liabilities. I mean, they're part of the ecosystem, but they're liabilities. They don't last forever. They get replaced. I do the same shit all over again, man. It's just, I'm tired, man. I'm not going to get mad at people that's stupid. I'm going to look down on you and talk shit. I'm just going to start doing it from now on because I'm tired of these channels that are co-addy and they don't fucking work. Like, I tried that shit. Don't work. I mean, I've been on panels with them. Don't work. And I'm just going to stick with it, man. I mean, yeah. And I'm going to stay in my lane on this one. And it's bigger than they weak ass lane. And their content is trash. The only one I can tolerate is For the Record TV. They still number one on my list as the best co-ed duo I've seen that has balanced conversations. Outside of that, I don't see anybody. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I'm sorry, man. I'm just gonna have to be relaxed and be calm because I felt like doing this after stream was necessary. Yeah, we talked about sports, man stuff, and we just be ourselves. And I know people's watching football, and that's great because the crowd is kind of low, but that's cool. And I'm used to that. That's how I started out. But once upon a time, I struggled to get some streams up. I'm just coming around to be better. You know what I mean? I'm just realizing that getting angry at people all day online is not good, because I always move around, do things in the house, and just be productive and things like that, and then work outside of this shit. But yeah, this shit will take a toll on you, man. That's why I took a 6-year hiatus, because it ain't what it used to be. The more information out, some Johnny come lately think they create this shit and they ain't create a motherfucking thing. You get tired of stupid people at the end of the day, because I think people just ain't gonna like you, period. And I learned to accept that. And I think last year, this year, and I've learned to appreciate myself even more. I stopped caring a long time ago. I'm not dissing the community. I mean, I'm gonna help a small portion of the community. I'm not gonna help the whole community, because they ain't the community. Community is a concept. And that's what we need to discuss. To be honest with you, what fucking community? If they're so, it goes back to one of my streams I used to do. If ain't no, I'm so sick of hearing big unity shit for these niggas on here, man. Like I said, there's no building if there is division. I said this before and I say this again. What I saw in those 3 shows, the situation, that's why he's a necessary evil. You already know who I'm talking about. That destroyed the panel. Then I see the cerulean effect. Exposed to trolling, art of trolling. I talk about the trolling over there on both sides, but you gotta understand, you gotta call this shit out, man. Like, if y'all ain't built for this shit, don't participate. That's who you got. I mean, I'm sorry, man. Ain't no unity. And shouts out to American Negro for saying this. He said this on that stream. A lot of niggas is divided, man. I had to cut them off, man. I ain't gonna say niggas, I'm gonna say black people, but they act like niggas now because I treat them like niggas or whatever. And I said this many times, man. I talked about a lot of shit. The dereliction mode complete. Talk about a lot of shit, man. I wasn't playing with these niggas. Then we talked about the American nigga factory mindset. We talked about that. Idols. Now, none of those, man. Then we talked about, is PhDs necessary? Yes, we really broke that down. Yeah. So yeah, man, I'm kind of learning. But you got to get what you got to get in society, because a lot of people, they're just going to be who they are. I know people are not going to change. They're not going to be formatted. And it's just, I'm not even pissed off. Like, for one thing I can say, you learn about yourself every day. Some people just full of shit. But I'm coming at people's heads now. Anybody's got a problem in the chat, I'm just going to start roasting you. Like, period. Because I don't give a fuck about none of these niggas in the chat. I'm sorry. That goes to any place I go, the channel I'm subscribed to. If I see any niggas that have problems with me, that goes for anybody that was representing over there. I don't fuck with them niggas over there. I'm sorry to say that, but it's just like, I'm tired of the bullshit, man. All right, got solutions. I just ain't gonna try to make it a grandstand. I just want the message to be out, and then you can do it. Because I'm focused on what's gonna happen here, and then I'll get around. But I'm not gonna wait on a lot of people. I'm not gonna argue with people. Not all this shit. Because I see the pattern. People are so goddamn predictable, man. But, I'm not going to get frustrated. That's just part of what they want me to do. But I'm not going to respond, because that person they got on their panel putting a battery in your back, that's what happened to me last year with certain niggas like Agent F and Polygon with they little bullshit. But that's why I don't fuck with them. And I told Third, man, like, look, fuck all them niggas, man. They're on the hit list. So I'll never be on panels with them. I'll be cordial, but I ain't going to say shit to them. I'm just going to roast them and cuss them out. That's just it. I'll get their ass off the panel. Because they're not welcome over here. Because I know I'm not welcome over there. So, and it's going to be like that. I don't want to be evil like that. You know what I mean? I don't want to be evil like that to these sorry niggas that I don't know, man. Talking about this bullshit. Like I'm sorry, I'm just gonna have to go to different spaces and just start roasting you niggas, man. 'Cause nobody likes the spirit like that. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just saying what it is, man. And I'm gonna start throwing kibosh on this shit my damn self. Cause I'm getting to the point that when you make enough streams, enough videos, enough content, people just need to be guillotined, man. That's how I feel. I'm about that guillotine moment, man. I'm done. I'm done with stupid shit. Like, for real. It's bad enough I deal with it on my own, but you just can't come around here with the bullshit. I'm not going for it. This shit. Not now, not never. It's just like it's always something on a holiday that I don't really fucking celebrate. But you know, it's on a Sunday. I'm gonna do something. It's the first time I ever do a stream on a holiday. And don't give a fuck. Because I'm not streaming tomorrow. I got a night stream and things like that. But yeah, about the Al Poe thing. When he passed away, I predicted he was gonna die. People was doing content on him for years, and Gully TV said, "You got niggas to be the first one doing content next week." That's gonna trump all over the Manosphere content, because the Manosphere content is garbage. What you're gonna see with the Al Poe thing, that's gonna be huge on black sectors. So pay attention what's gonna go on YouTube. You're gonna see a lot of dudes doing that, and just, you know what I'm saying, like. And that's just it, you know. Yeah. And yeah, something wrong with my thing. I don't know what's going on with it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to say. But yeah, I'm not even worried about it at this point. So I know what I'm looking at. So yeah. I think the Al Poe thing, and it was mentioned over at Auntie's, and I think when he was gunned down in Harlem, right? Because I know I don't live in Harlem or anything or New York, but I was over at Gully TV's when he first covered it. That's some foul shit, but I predict that was going to happen. People who are tired of hearing him a snitch walk and go free, and a lot of people try to say the younger generation ain't that stupid. Well, if you look at it for so many words, his death is no shocker. And come to find out about his death, that's just the beginning. I mean, you know, 6ix9ine, yeah, the feds got tired of him. They just like, okay. When I saw about his death, and I think I was over at Gully TV's when I was on the panel, and then, you know, I kind of am highway salute, but I'm just saying, when I saw that news and they said breaking news, he passed away, I'm not surprised. He kept fucking around and kept messing with people, man. Like, people are tired of that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know at this point. And that's just it. But you know what I mean? But you got to do what you got to do. And that's the whole purpose of it. And then you just keep it a buck. But that's the whole thing that you got to deal with. So yeah, I'm not trying to trip off of it or anything. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is. And you know, his death is kind of like, I'm not really that shocked. Whoever killed him was they really had some hatred. You know what I'm saying? I think that should be discussed. But I think a lot of content is gonna come from black YouTube. And he's right. Everybody, a nigga with a camera. He said, what did Gully TV said this? I heard this briefly while I was on the panel, and then I had to mute up. And I said, he said, niggas with every time they have a content, there's gonna be a camera up. And he's absolutely right. Because niggas want to be seen with that type of content. And I'm not even tripping when he said that, right? So, in so many words, you got this type of problem, right? And that's the type of shit that you got to deal with, right? And his passing is no shocking. He died on what? They say he got gunned down in Halloween. They found his body Halloween. I don't know if he died today or whatever. It's just one of those days, man, on Halloween. And a lot of people's probably they quiet about those comments, said they ain't trying to kill him, whatever. What's going on, Sick Diggy? Salute. Yeah, man. I'm not surprised about his death, you know, him getting gunned down. And that was mentioned by Third Ward. Shouts out to him. You know, it's over at Auntie's strain that he had. And I was looking at it like this. The reason being, when his death, I'm not surprised that he was going to get gunned down eventually. You can't live that lifestyle or try to leave it, or the cops have you back, whatever. And I think, remember, he was in Atlanta All-Star Weekend. He tried to brag about being there and riding his little fucking car, his fancy car and shit. Eventually, that shit will catch up with him. He tried to skydive and do all that wild stuff, bragging. People gonna get tired of that shit. You think they ain't gonna get you? Only time will tell. You can't live that lifestyle and expect something to happen. You got to stop the bullshit, man. Got to stop the bullshit. Because certain people can get tired of you after a while, and then you think everything is cute and fancy, and you think you're going to do the shit. You got to stop that shit, man. That's all I'm saying. We got to quit lying to ourselves that this stuff don't fucking happen. Okay? You know what's going to happen. You got to stop the bullshit, man. We got to stop that. Because everybody's going to make content after this, probably the next 4 weeks, or I would say next month, tomorrow, and going on down to the whole week, the whole month, probably talking about that shit, because it's going to be a hot trending topic, and they're going to have these discussions. But in the sphere, they ain't fucking with that. I'm sorry, they're not fucking with that. So me doing this, usually my after streams are short, because I'm gonna get ready for 8:15, because I'm gonna do a Sunday chills, and that's it. This is like a Halloween edition right here with the AfterStream over Auntie's. So I don't know how long I'm gonna be on this one, but we'll see. We'll have a discussion. If y'all want a discussion, that's fine. But for me, in so many words, I'm just looking at it like this. On a day like this, it's kind of strange to have problems. I know people don't want to talk and do things like that, but I'm not going to follow everybody just doing certain content. I'm just not. I skywatch. I do all that shit. Y'all got to understand. I know me. And I'm not trying to compete for views. I don't give a fuck, because most people don't care. It's just how fragmented black spaces are. Don't give a fuck about each other. Because if we did, it'd be a different ball game. I'm just sorry, man. I just call how I see it. And sometimes you got to pick certain people in your circle. And it's going to give me a while, but this winter, I'm going to make some fucking changes. I really am. November, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do these periodically, because I'm going to have to start doing self live streams. That's the only way I'm going to get over the hump and start roasting motherfuckers that talks a lot of shit in the chat. That's what I'm seeing. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. And I'm just going to just come at people's heads this time. I got to. I'm going to make my bones this next month. Then next month, I ain't going to do a whole lot of panel streams. I'm going to make my bones too. It's a lot of dudes just fucking up. I'm sorry, man. I'll do these periodically. I really don't care at this point, because I got to see what next year is going to be like. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I gotta make my bones the winner. I agree with Cooter on that. you got to remember, a lot of people's in it for themselves, and I understand, and I'm not trying to get emotional over that shit. You just gotta stick it to them, because sometimes people be on that bullshit. But you gotta treat people who the fuck they are, and treat them like shit. Sometimes you gotta knock their head loose. It's gonna get a violent winter and a violent spring coming soon, and I'm saying this right now. I am done with weak motherfuckers. I am done with them this year and next year. I have to pick a different audience. The only way I'm gonna do that is coming next month. From 2 months from now and next year, I'm gonna have to pick a different audience, because that's the only way I gotta pick channels that I can coincide with my shit, and it's gonna have to work, because that's the only issue. Yeah, I'm getting heavy hitters, but I need an audience. That's the only way. That's been eating me alive. So I gotta find the right fit. If I can do that, I can do that. I'm tired of talk solution niggas that don't want to produce shit. I did that shit for like almost a decade. At this point, fuck them niggas. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that type of time. And you're not gonna see me over that weak ass channel again. I'm just gonna say that right now. Because you let people put batteries in their backs, man. It's dead to me. That's why ADOS is trash and FBA is trash, because we don't want to come together. A bunch of bullshit. And you're gonna get tired of that shit over time. And you got people over here co-signing, putting batteries in their backs, man. And that's the whole purpose of me doing this stream. And then what I observed, with NT, we got along great. We had our little disagreements with the sports, and we still was cool. It's just when you get on the other people's platform, the opposite gender, it's always a problem. You know what I mean? We can have a conversation, but sometimes you're going to let another person dictate your panel. I don't let that shit happen over here. I knock this shit off the panel and just get them up out of there. You can't just say you want something. How you going to grow? But you're not going to see my black ass over there. I'll tell you that right now. That shit is uncalled for. You know what I'm saying? But I understand. I understand because I did the right thing. Just leave. And I had to make some changes. The reason I'm making changes, I'm picking a different audience. And I like BMT's channel. I'll support him heavy. I see how he did it in others. I won't have to look at more channels like that. I'm going to start I ain't going on tour. I'm just going to start talking on certain panels, and that's it. I don't be on a lot of panels like that. But, you know what I mean? For the Record TV, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed last night. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was cool. I usually be in the chat, but I enjoyed the fuck out of that pre-Halloween party. That was fucking legendary. Okay? And I enjoyed that shit. But a lot of people don't understand, that's just part of it. And, because I know I got to stream at 8:15, and I'm good, because I can see this right now. So, oh man, your shit's disconnected, man. Man, your shit's disconnected. Yeah. Your shit's disconnected, man. Okay. I don't know who blocked you. Hold on. Who timed him out? I don't know who timed boy out. I haven't seen it yet. Oh. Okay. Okay. But your device is connected. Okay. 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 Cool. But I'm just saying, yeah, man. I'm just saying, like, it's crazy right now that I have to pick a different audience. And that's what I'm looking at. And I observe from my recent streams. And it's getting good. And I'm gonna stick to what my boy Rashawn, we were gonna do, and we're gonna do something. I have that circle, and I'm realizing I'm staying with that. What's going on, Kane? Salute. I'm just saying, like, what I enjoyed last night. I like the camaraderie, man. It's awesome, And what I got from that stream, I mean, I learned a lot from each people on that panel. That was the first time I've ever been on the panel with. I think, well, not my first time with Brandon. That's probably my second time. Third word a couple of times. He's been over here. I've been over his and over there. And it's all good. But I've been on panels with Topaz plenty of times. First time the panel was with, I think it was Khadija. Yeah, man. But that audience had to be different. So I had to work on my little craft over here. But I'll be all right. What's going on?
What up, sir? What's going on, Bio?
Good, man. Good.
I like it over at the fourth, too, man. They cool people over there.
Yeah, man. Like, I enjoyed a stuff last night, and we talked about various things. Yeah, we got into the Zodiac thing, and Topaz went off. Third word started it, and I'm like, come on, man. Yeah, ism in that joint.
Oh,
so, yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. Nemo's in.
Yeah, what's going on, Wolf?
Well, the freaks come out at night, don't they?
Yeah.
Somebody got
an echo.
Oh, is it my end, maybe? Let me check. All right. Am I good now?
Test.
Yeah.
Test. You good? No, I got it. I hurt myself again.
Okay.
Oh shit! What's up, Kane?
That's good. Hey, sir, explain to me exactly what is the reason for your change in direction? Because I just caught it like what? Just got on her. What you're saying? You were like trying to change direction and shit. I don't exactly follow.
Just looking at my format, what my channel is about. I mean, I'm sticking to what I'm doing, but the audience wise, I got to see what content creators I kind of like. I do this all the time with my channel when I came back to these spaces, the interests. I just see and observe what's going on. And last year was cool when I was a panelist, but when I did these streams, I learned a lot about being a host. It's more than just who you support or whatever, and you try to keep it simple. And it's not easy, but when you get in conversation with the opposite sex, it gets kind of difficult. And you got a person that puts a battery in their back, and I ain't gonna mention that person's name. It's just I'm just scratching my head at the end. But I like what that other person said on her channel. It's a common thing, and to me, I'm just learning to fall back from it because I tried that. Them discussions are over. So it took me, I would say, today and yesterday what I saw. And I saw the difference. So yeah, I'm learning which people's rocking with me in the audience, and just take your time with it. But I did enjoy Artisan's stream yesterday over at BGS. He had a good stream. They talk about comic books and things like that. His little store or whatever. And shouts out to those guys. But Charles for the share. And I was looking around, but then I saw Topaz, and then went on with Third Ward and the For the Record TV. It's kind of like a balance problem, but we had fun. It was like a Halloween thing, so you know how they do every year. So I'm just gonna stick to what I know instead of with the drama stuff. With certain individuals frequent over there, so I've noticed who they follow. So I don't get mad anymore. I just let it be because I know how.
Hold on a second.
I know where they stand. So
hold on a second. Jay Sean, bottoms up, my man. Bottoms up, my man.
Mazel tov, man.
Salute, Third Ward.
Skol.
There you go.
Wait, how do you say cheers in German? What do Germans say when they toast each other?
I'll give me lying to you. Hold on. Shit. What do they say?
Google Translate.
No, what I'm trying to think. What did they say? Because I was at a Christmas party and they was doing that shit. It'll come back to me in a minute.
I don't know. Me, was it? I learned from my father, my grandmother. Salute was how to do it in Spanish, but they also do it in Italian.
I don't hang out with a lot of Germans, by the way. I hang out with mostly
I don't blame you.
Americans, but yeah.
I don't blame you.
But
It is what it
they
is.
were doing it though. They were doing it. I just can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In here, up here in Norway and most of the Scandinavian countries, they all say skull. Actually,
Skull, yeah,
skull.
that's that like Viking shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, you definitely on some SYSBM shit. In Norway, I know them bitches are stacked out there.
Well, they're cool.
What's going on, Gino? Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on? Hey man, who banned me out the chat, man? I don't be trolling over here.
I have no idea. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in the chat on my end.
You gotta
I haven't
go.
seen it.
You gotta go on your YouTube settings. I had left the comment and I was like, yo, I emailed DeAndre. I don't know if he caught it, but y'all was right, man. I'm not gonna say no names, but I happened to come out the clouds a little bit today, and I saw that certain folks are getting turned on. Y'all told me to withdraw out that cloud, and I've been chilling the past week. So.
Yeah, I saw that. I think Auntie showed that individual, and I said, Auntie, like, I'm just gonna be out of it, man. That's on them. I figured that it's the same group, and I'm not surprised.
No, I pull it out, man. You know what's next is old boy with the color in his name. You know what I mean? He gonna be next.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he next. Yeah. Like I pulled. You guys told me to pull out, and y'all ain't see me really nowhere the past week. I've been chilling.
Yeah. And I'm seeing the dude that had that pound that art show, he's next to it. It's a lot of people. And I think China White came on one of my streams. I saw one of my old streams I did, and she was on that 11-hour one.
Yeah.
And try to, I don't know if she was going for cover, and I told her, no, I'm good. I ain't saying nothing bad about you. I try to stay out of that shit because I had to do it today. Yeah. There's a person that knocked my moderation off, right? And there's a person putting a battery in her back, so it's becoming a pattern. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to pick a different audience and learn not to mess with those channels again, because what I'm learning about the analytics and algorithm. And I enjoyed yesterday with Artisan. He was talking about something different and a few others. And then I think Topaz and that for Record TV, I'll be hanging out over there. And sometimes I just kind of fall back completely and just do my thing. That's what I'm trying to do over here.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I told y'all last time I talked to y'all, there's some feds in the space, man. That's why certain individuals I don't want to have no contact with. So I don't blame you for
Rude did a stream on that individual getting turned by his own crew. Exactly, man. Like, yeah, man, it's just, I mean, this is like, it's been going on, but you're right. Yeah, it's cops and feds in the space. I've been knowing that prior to the Manosphere. I mean, they did that with the Hebrew Israelite group, and I've seen that years ago, man. That ain't nothing new. Cerulean been telling me about it. He said, just be careful, because that Operation Ops, that's a normal thing, that has been implemented since prior to 2012. They've been wanting to do that for years, so they just monitoring it. Now with the new technology, Mike V's trying to tell me you just got to be careful with certain individuals. It's gonna be they're gonna be on deck with it.
Plus, they got like AI solutions now where they do chain analysis when they look at networks of people. Like I do that in my career field, a lot of chain analysis work.
Right.
So, I work with cats in like certain, 3-letter organizations. I'm not a member of any of them.
Right.
But, I do a lot of contract work. So, certain things I'm seeing, and there's some things I call win to on the institutional level in regards to some shit in the space. That's why I'm like, ooh, that's not a good look.
Right.
That's why I told y'all on Rashawn's panel. I was trying to get that brother's Cash App too, man, for letting me on this panel. He ain't cut it out to me yet. If you're listening, brother, shoot me a Cash App.
Yeah, I mean, he frequents over here. He'll come by, but he's over at Kudas right now.
So, okay. He let me tell my life. He let me tell my life story. He let me tell my life story in the Manosphere in this panel and shit. I wanted to shoot him some Cash App funds for all that insufferable fucking diatribe I went on.
Yeah. I was looking at it like this. I mean, Kudas talking about that Christ logic girl trying to call the feds on a certain individual, and it's kind of silly, but I understand, because it correlates what we saw today, and I'm not worried about that. I said I don't want to comment on her because I already know they unhinged.
Shoot, man, it's a whole bunch of shit, man. When that girl's stuff came out, man, that was the beginning of the end, man, because we already had cats kind of monitoring the space, but with that, like, it's gonna be some hell coming up in the next like I said, I already caught wind. There's a particular individual right now they know her entire rap sheet. Like they know her entire background. I'm like, how the hell did you find all that out? So it's just it's gonna be some shit in the next couple months.
Yeah, I know it's
You
gonna
know?
be like this next month, and I believe the next month's prior. So DeAndre showed me that information. I'm kind of falling back because, yeah, man, my audience is a little different. I'm getting them every day, and I see my analytics, and I'm not mad. I mean, I know what they are, know who's coming from who, but sometimes it's who you frequent with too. It's a combination of that. But you know, I mostly be over at Kudas anyway, so I'm not really over there like that, or BGS, or it's just I'm less and less. Yeah.
Yeah, Kuda's cool. I don't be over there anymore for pretty much obvious reasons. But Kuda's always been a nice guy to me. So
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but
He
you
don't
know,
usually do streams like that no more. Like he's kind of put the third shift on the back burner. He's been doing day streams. He's trying to be a one-man show, and I get it, you know, because he don't need a lot of people on the panel. So I could tell in his voice, he's like, man, I'm done with this shit. It's nothing to prove when you got that too many numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, them panels, man, they something else. I thought about having some panels in my shit, man, but I'm like, no, I'm working on launching my own platform. I'm not gonna have a lot of panels, just a couple of pre-records. You know, I'm trying to get a little movement kick-started.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I
already got an audience.
Yeah. Once you get a open discussion, like Scale, if you want to talk, that's cool. But when I do self-live streams, that's the only thing I'm gonna do probably in November. So, you know, probably gonna do that more often. So I give views that way too. Yeah.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Because like I said, these folks is watching, man. It's getting wild, man. Just seeing some of the threats and stuff getting kicked off into space, man. It's getting pretty wild.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. I'm hearing people contradict their talking points and stuff like that, which is common. I'm noticing that too. But
yeah,
it's whatever. I think the space is going to go through another reformation period. We'll see some new faces coming out, and the older faces are going to basically have to adapt, or they're going to have to get lopped off either or. So we're going to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, I already adapted years ago prior to that little thing in 2019. When I saw that Coppola shit, I said, "Oh shit!"
Oh FCC, you got that soft,
yeah.
You got that softer festa shit, and I know that's had an effect on YouTube too. That what they call it, the Salsa or whatever the hell, you know what I'm talking about.
The Salsa and then the Copa thing. But see, they're attacking Google with that shit too, because they don't want to pay that lawsuit. And then YouTube is being protected by Google. We're going to protect that, but we're not going to protect the content creators. You're seeing a lot of content creators going to Rumble and other places. They ain't fucking with Facebook. But the funny thing is, TikTok is competing against Instagram. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Plus TikTok's Chinese too. And you know, with the previous administration, they were coming against that hard, but this current administration is not really tripping on the China stuff. So it's going to be very interesting seeing how that plays out. I actually don't have TikTok on my phone. I refuse to put it on my phone because I don't want
I don't have it either. Yeah.
No, I ain't playing with that. You know, if I'm gonna get my data violated, at least I can get it violated by the U.S. flag, man. I don't want the land of the rising stars or whatever the hell they call themselves, fucking the Dragonlands or whatever.
Dragonland, yeah.
Oh, that's
Japan's the sun. Yeah.
I'm tripping. DeAndre about to whoop my ass, man.
Oh, he's in the chat. He's sky watching. You know, he'll come. He'll come later because
he better pull up on me. You got the damn logos, the fucking slogans wrong. Because you know China and Japan got beef still.
Oh, they still do. He talks about it all the time. When we talk about it on these open discussions, that's the only thing. Is I really do it for those guys that want to talk. You know, because sometimes
they're gonna have beef forever.
Yeah, that's long term.
Yeah,
that's forever.
And what's hurting China is their history. They're not as a strong force. That's why Japan
when you watch
Kung
Fu flicks, some of the Kung Fu flicks be having that in there. You know, where they got the Japanese, old Kung Fu flicks. You know,
I fucks with Japan heavy, man. I don't like the motherfuckers over there in Dragonland myself. I got my own issues with them, so I get it. I see how they get down.
Yeah, I fucks with Japan too. Japan's cool. When I was a kid, I didn't know what that much about them. When I studied the history, I said I respect them even more. At least they have honor out of all of them. The Koreans.
Yeah,
that's just it.
But Koreans ain't got a problem with.
But Chinese, they just can be a little overrated. I do have a bias in that country too. I do like the what's that guy's name? His name was Ryan one time, but he left his Chinese name in that country, right?
Yeah.
He's from Shanghai,
Yeah.
and he was a banker,
Okay.
and then he moved to I think somewhere in Michigan. They got a banking
Yeah.
job,
Oh, my
and
state.
that's
Oh, my
what he
state.
told me. Yeah, and I forget what he told me his real name is in Chinese, and which is weird. But he had to get an American name for a passport and ID to be a citizen over in the United States, which was interesting. I met him over at Emory University, years
Okay.
ago.
Oh, Atlanta.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he
I
was
know where
cool.
Emory's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know, I've always been cool with Japan. I'm a big Nintendo head, man. So I've always like a lot of folks don't even know that, but I'm a real big Nintendo head. I mean, shoot, the Geno name comes from a Nintendo character, actually, quite as it's
Right.
So you know, a lot of niggas don't know that. So yeah, Japan. I'm not really big into anime, but you know, I grew up with a lot of Japanese influences, man. I mean, you know, Pokemon, nigga, that's Japanese, bro. Kanto, Johto, you know, I used to be a big Pokemon head back in the day.
And you go back before that to the Transformers. You know?
Oh yeah, you talking about the actual Transformers?
Yeah, I'm talking about the the actual Transformers.
Yeah, not the chicks I be seeing on Seeking Arrangement.
Not the new ones hanging out in straight clubs. Nah,
bro. Hey, man, that's seeking shit's an experiment too. But I'm on week 2 of that shit right now. That shit wild. This shit wild, man. Like some of the shit that I see Seeking. I met this chick off of Seeking. I'm talking about an actual chick, right? And we was chopping it up. And this girl was offering herself on the table for sale, and I was like, no,
actual chick.
no. I mean, she had some fun bags. She had some airbags too, man. But like, that's why I'm telling these cats, like, when you see the stuff and the experiments I'm running right now, I can't go back to blue pill dating. Like these chicks, this chick got a boyfriend in college, and she talking to me trying to sell her services, man. I'm like, no, I'm good on that, fam.
This shit's crazy. I mean, look,
Yeah.
I'm not anti-marriage, you know, but
Yeah.
shit, man. Hey, dog, do you?
Hey, man, I'm not pro-marriage or anti-marriage. I mean, you know, marriage has its functions, and a lot of men desire to be committed to one chick. But the reality of the situation is I'm noticing a lot of dudes that are pushing marriage, and it's like, yo, like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I mean, this is a new era. These women are offering themselves on the table.
It's a whole different thing, yeah. And you don't know what these women have done, who they've been with. You know, in some cases they do, and you tell them, look, man. And I'm all for being a stand-up guy and take care of your business. You have a kid, whatever the case, handle your responsibilities, man. But marriage is supposed to be something special. You're not supposed to be a whore for 20 years and then get married. You know what I mean? And that's why they got the game set up now. You know, the setup now is that I can whore through my 20s and then settle down to 30. You know?
30. And they get mad at dudes like me because I mean I got a little 19-year-old Tinder right now I've been talking to for like the past month, right? They get mad at me, calling me all sorts of ediphiles and all this and all that. And it's like, sweetheart, you passed your time. Like if you 32, the only thing you can really offer to the table is just some fun. Like you're not about to get nothing serious out of me.
Yeah,
what
marriage is a great thing, man. But you know, it's got for me is you gotta be worthy of it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I think a lot of men, I'm talking about across the board, not just black men, just men in general, in Western culture, they have thrown their power away. You know what I mean? We thrown our power away because we supposed to decide what's worthy. And what we've said as collective, not me and you, Gino, right? Because me and you, probably agree. But as a collective of men, I'm talking about across the board, we've said it doesn't matter. You know, collectively, you know what I mean? You can still get a husband. And that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? In some countries. Yeah.
That's foolishness. I remember I was on one of those panels with those chicks, and what's his name? Sir knows what panel I was talking about. And I got into it with them because they were upset with me because of the dating younger chicks thing. And I was like, so what's supposed to happen to a man who makes it to his 30s? He doesn't have a criminal record. He doesn't have child support. You know, he actually made it to 30 because most dudes don't even make it to 30. You know, and you pass dudes like me up. You know, you pass dudes like me up all the time. You know, we're incels. Well, back in the day, it wasn't incels. We were just lame and all this and all that. So what am I supposed to do? You're telling me that I'm supposed to sacrifice hundreds of hours of what I've worked for to settle with a 31-year-old used up public property ass drag with her 2 or 3 little bastard kids? No. Like that's not possible. Now, I tell these women, you guys have created an environment for the past 6 decades where you have more and more men becoming 30 years old with no kids and no wives. You have more and more men. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. Like my parents got married back in the 60s. They were 22, 21, right?
Yeah,
That's why
younger,
that's why you have a 3 to 5 year old marriage gap, because most people are supposed to get married in their early 20s. But now people are over here saying that, hey, I don't have to listen to my father's authority. I can go ahead and sleep with little Alpac, Thuggo, Pookie, Ray, all these other goofballs. And then now you get mad now that you're 30 and you got, little Thuggo Jr. running around. And you get mad at me because I'm like, look, you can put your mouth on the table, but I'm not about to put no ring in your finger.
Yeah. I mean, look, the general understanding was back in the day, you were young, you got married, you settled down, you had a family. That was how you had a stable society.
Yeah.
But then feminism came around, and and then the women said, no, we want to go to school, we want to get a career, then I want to have some fun, and it just kept sliding and sliding and sliding. So then it was like, all right, after college, then it was after work, career started, then now it's after 30, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, now that I'm fucked and sucked who I want, now I'm yours. I'm yours. So it's like they're not even considering their husband. Like when I talk to young women, I ask them this a simple question, and I'm usually, easy on young ladies, man, because they're young. You know what I mean? But when I talk to young women, when I get a chance, teenagers or young women, I just say, look, what are you giving your husband? Because I asked them before that, do you ever want to be married? You know what I mean? Is that something you want in life? Yeah, I want to be a family one day. Okay, cool. What are you giving your husband? Let's talk real spit. Y'all know ego. Y'all know respect. Y'all know, what a man's, how to, y'all know what honor is. I don't care how young you are. All right, because on the flip side, they would tell you, Gino, if you was complaining, if they came into our live stream and they just heard you in the middle of a conversation talking about how you wasn't getting along with a female, they're like, oh, hell, another man, this nigga Gino complaining. You see what I'm saying? Right? And guess what they would say, right? He probably don't get any. He probably ain't getting no pussy. He probably ain't got no woman. So they know the value of hookup, right? They know what that means. So as they go through life hooking up with 10, 15, 20, 30 men and then say, all right, I'm yours. They know they're giving you a woman that's been with, and you know what I mean? So us as men have to say, you know what? Okay, all right, let's take it off the table. Niggas think I'm crazy when I say shit like, take away dating, take away, Valentine's Day, take all the perks away. Just take it away and then be intentional about why you take a marriage away. Don't just complain about it, but be about it. But the problem is the same niggas that will complain about the shit would turn right around and submit. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen
the same dude say that they are against post-war strags, but then they turn around and shame you for not being a stepdaddy. So it's funny when a dude like me, because that's why I always say is that, what these modern day women don't understand is that we at a certain point, if a man can make through a bunch of conditions, I always say that men have conditional value, but women start off with inherent value. Or I'll use a video game analogy. Women start off, even the fattest chick at 18 can get an older dude that's gonna work with her, right? Because she can play life on easy mode or maybe normal mode if she's fat and ugly, right? But for a dude, especially a black man, you playing life on very hard to extreme. You got limited resources. It's a battle royale for your ass. You dropping in on the fucking map that's closing in on your black ass with just a pistol, and you got to find some other shit to scavenge together. That's how men live life, right? So we have conditional value, meaning we have to build up conditions, right? That's why I get a kick when they say about male privilege. Well, men had to work for their privilege, unless you came from like a rich family, but you're talking top 1% shit. So if you're a chick, you were given. Mother Nature came through and gave you inherent value.
Immediate value,
You squandered, whereas I wasn't given no fucking value.
And now here's the thing, though, Gino, we gotta be consistent as men, right? Because we're saying, like even right now in this conversation, I'm saying, that I got standards for marriage. I'm not marrying a whore, period. It ain't. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But
property, bro.
But here's the thing, so now, but brothers went another way and having this linear arguments. We have linear arguments, yes, no, right, wrong. There's no circular thought, right? What I was saying is that, when you say no single mothers, period, then that's going too far. Let me tell you why. Because not Sanaa Latham, Felicia Rashad was a single mother.
Okay.
Before she got wiped out by Mr.
I didn't
Rashawn.
know that.
She
I
was
didn't know
married
that. Yeah.
before. Yeah, she was married
Mhm.
before, had a kid from a previous marriage.
Oh, that's
So
not
my
single
point
mother.
is,
Whoa. That's not single motherhood. That's a divorce mom or a
they,
widow.
they don't care.
Different
They
situation.
saying the
That's a
bitch.
different.
They say the bitch single. She got a kid. She's a single mom. Gino. That's how they talk it out here.
No, that's not true.
That's how they talk it out
Oh
here.
wow.
And when
Yeah.
I come along
That's not true.
and say, hold up, all single mothers are not created equal, and I try to go a different route. I say, you know what? If a chick's been in a long-term relationship for 17
Yeah,
years and that
yeah,
produced a child or two, I can't hold
yeah.
that against her. She was married, you know what I mean, for 17 years. I can't, or 5 years, whatever, and produce a child. I can't hold that against her because she did
Yeah.
everything right. I don't know what happened between them. I just can't
Well,
put that
yeah.
now on her. You know what I mean, it might have been
Right.
mutual, it might have been him, it might, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Well.
But the thing is,
Tribal.
she did everything right. But hold on, let me say this real quick, you know.
Go ahead.
Now,
Go ahead.
look at this in reverse. Now you're saying you here at 35 years old and you got a
Mhm.
32-year-old chick in front of you and she fine. You got to ask yourself a question. Okay, she ain't got no kids, but how many dicks has she monkey branched from in the last 15 years? You know what I
She
mean? You know,
35.
yeah,
She
she's 35. You know what I
35.
mean? So she's 32, 35 years old. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to have a more nuanced conversation
Yeah.
about this as men,
I
right? As
think
far as
I
the qualities of a woman,
like
right?
tribal societies, even going back to the Bible, have like built conditions for women who have, like, back in the day, if you were divorced, for example, for like we're talking, like, let's go back to biblical times, and I don't mean the Bible from a figurative sense, but from a historical sense. So
Right.
if a woman left her husband, like say he was abusive or whatever, she went back to her father's home, right? So
Yeah.
there was a strategy already kind of built up for women. Or if she was a widow, there were contingencies and protections built up for her. But no tribal society has respected a woman that has, been a single mom. Like that's
I'm
just
glad you
that's
said
just
that.
not
I'm glad you
there.
said, you know why? Because I'm a biblical nigga. I'm
Yeah.
a I'm a I'm a I'm a nigga science man. All right. My children, my children will be under my roof. And that's
Yeah.
really the real fight that we have to fight as black men. See, the
Yeah.
problem is that if the woman breaks up with her man and she has a
Yeah.
child willy-nilly, it should go to the
Yeah.
father. But it's
Right.
not going to the father.
It should
She's able to
biologically.
pile up baby daddies and become baby
Mhm.
daddy number 5. You know what I mean? So what do we?
Uh-oh.
The problem is really
Lawyer.
the structure of the society that we live in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we're
Yeah.
not pushing for that. We're not banging against that. We're not leaning
Yeah.
on that and doing that hard work to make, you know what I'm saying? Because the truth of the matter is, if you have a kid, that kid
Yeah.
should be under your roof. All
Yeah.
right. If
Should
she don't
be.
want to be with you, that way she could be free and not have men coming in her house in front of her kids. See, all of
Yeah.
that's fucked up the whole game.
Yeah.
That's what's fucked up all these
Yeah,
kids, man. Because
Yeah.
mama's got to have a life too, right? So get rid of that shit. You know
and
what I mean?
that was that was part of the trade-off whenever they decided to give women rights.
Yeah.
Because children typically would be granted to the father because it was still a top-down patriarchy,
Yep.
Mhm.
which was violently suffraged against,
Yeah.
and with good reason though. I mean,
But hold up,
you
it's
still
really
have,
before you go too far. I already know where you're going, but you know something?
Uh-oh.
That word patriarchy, right?
yeah.
I'm starting to realize that some men around here are more afraid of that word than women are.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Well,
Right.
I mean, look, that word patriarchy. Uh, when I talk about with good reason, all right.
Mhm.
When you talk about patriarchy, you still had, and it still exists today. Men die sooner. Men still, for the most part, are expected to stand up and volunteer in protection of the country for every war.
Yes,
Okay,
selective services. Yeah, yeah.
and so with that top-down patriarchy, that just didn't work. You had a government that was literally on the verge of collapse. I mean, I'm talking about heading down the same path that the pre-collapse of the USSR collapse. That gave birth to the slacker generation.
Mm. I feel like a
You
slacker.
see
Shit,
that?
you ain't lie. You ain't lying.
That's the trade-off. So at that moment, you have the court saying that the children will now be granted. Well, first it was to the surviving parent, because men typically either died or injured in war, and they would still die sooner than
Yeah.
say spouses or whatnot. And because women have a longer lifespan than men, they, of course, has made a top down decision that children will now belong to their mothers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
with
and
that.
so this is the trade off that you get.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Actually, Cerulean is deeper than that. It's deeper than
it's a
that.
lot deeper.
Yeah,
That's just the overview, but it's a lot deeper.
yeah, because
Yeah.
there's a business aspect to this.
Yep,
You know,
so is.
you know, I'm about that business. It's about this
Shit.
moolah
Like
I know
too.
you. I know you going there too.
Right?
Mhm.
I'll put it this way. You ever notice that the only so-called conservatives that are against, like, say, LGBT or homosexuality are the ones that actually have children and all of that?
Right.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Good
And
point.
the ones that don't, have 9 times out of 10, they're some kind of fucking corporate shill.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if they have children, that means that they put being a corporate shill more important than being a parent.
Mm.
And then they'll cry about the shit that you actually have out in society, where shit being crunched down your children's throat. You ever found it interesting why you got such a visceral reaction of CRT, but you don't have that same reaction of some weirdo being put in front of your children, being taught how to have sex?
Yeah.
You know what I find interesting about the conservatives, Cerulean, is that you bring up a good point. They also are sitting around here telling you that the best move for black men right now is to move to a red state. I hear that a lot now. You know, move to a red state, no taxes, better policies, whatever the case might be, as if those states don't have child support laws. And the same guys are talking about how the child support laws are being abused against them. But I got a question though. I got a question for the conservatives.
Well, here's the problem. Let
me ask the question. So you real quick.
Hold on.
Next question to you.
I'm a cool conservative.
So
what's up?
if that's the case, then how come there's child support laws in the red states?
Man, I tell you, Texas where I'm at right now. I remember I was reading the past saying, yeah, Texas, a child. They say a child belongs to the mama here in Texas. I was like, what the hell?
Here's the fundamental problem, right? They see a so-called conservative, Negro or otherwise. They'll tell you to move to a red state, but not for any of the reasons that actually matter.
Right.
You see, they'll mention things like, "Oh, it's a lower cost of living." They're not also telling you that it's going to require a tremendous amount of federal investment to bring the infrastructure of these red states up to par.
And most red states are welfare states. But go ahead.
But wait, by the time the amount of federal investment is made to bring those red states up to par, guess what? Now you're back to paying a level of taxes that is equivalent to your national average, say the upper Midwest or even the upper Northeast, because it's about investment. But you don't hear the so-called conservatives talk about going to a red state and invest. You don't hear in the investment part. You only hear
because they don't believe in it.
Of course, they don't believe in it. I mean, look at the communities that they complain about. They complain about their black community that they walk out of their door and see. And really, it's all just a reflection of their lack of investment in what's around them.
Correct.
Yeah. So none of them. So moving to a red state as even a conservative isn't going to add up to a hill of beans. I mean, you look at these conservative red states. They're in worse condition than they were during Reconstruction.
Nigga, they got hookworm in Alabama right now. Hookworm.
I used to live in quite a few of them growing up. Well, I grew up in Michigan, but as a young adult, I lived in Alabama, I lived in Georgia, spent some time in New Hampshire for a minute, but then now I'm down here in Texas. And you're right. I mean, Texas and Georgia and Alabama are nothing to the level of Boston.
When my grandmother died, when my grandmother died, she lived in Gary, Indiana. And I had to ride my I rode my motorcycle from Woodbridge, Virginia. I rode my motorcycle from Woodbridge, Virginia. I just want y'all to look at it. Y'all got a map in your head, right? Y'all know what the United States look like. So I
yeah.
rode my motorcycle from Woodridge, Virginia, to Gary, Indiana. So y'all know what I had to cross through, and it was a fucking hills have eyes out there.
This nigga was going through a Mario RPG map and
On
shit.
a motorcycle with that,
Yeah, and I got to stop every 100 miles because of the fucking motorcycle tank that I had. Never mind. But anyway,
Yeah.
I had to stop more than you would,
That's a
in a
whole
regular
nother
car.
topic.
I had
Yeah.
to stop 6 fucking times on the way there. So
and then
so I'm pulling
and
over
not
in
only
one
that,
light towns and shit, man. And it's like these motherfuckers look like they about to eat
I
me,
had
nigga.
I had to plow through South Carolina to get to Georgia quite a few times, man. I used to run past one light roads all the time at dark. I was like, this bitch is haunted, nigga.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, and not only that, right? You're looking at it's an uphill battle, especially if you're black, especially if you're so-called conservative leaning. All of the repeals that will have to be done in order to even make that a viable state for you. You see what I'm saying? For a block. Like
I have my preferences. I mean, I like red states where I'm at, but still, I get where you're coming from.
No, but you like red states for the same reason that white people like red states: lower taxes, lower cost of living. And all of these things. You don't think that white people have any kind of different aspirations than you.
I got a question. Sir Bio, you said Gino, you said you like living in red states. I got a question for you.
Yeah, I love it here. I've been living here for almost 10 years. Yeah, I love them.
I got you because I moved to Virginia when it was a red state, but now since I've lived there, it went blue. But my question to you is
Georgia is about to turn blue probably next year because the things that we saw from the senator vote and the the 2 senator votes and then the mayor, what's her name?
Lakeisha, that's a Lakeisha.
Not Bottoms, but the one for governor, Stacey Abrams.
Yeah.
That's
I got it. But I got a question for Gino.
Go ahead.
So if we follow the plan, some of these brothers are talking about, how do you think the reaction of the local whites in those states will how they would feel if an influx of black men and black people coming into their country, into their state?
Yeah,
that's the reaction would be.
That's my only critique, because if brothers wanted to do that in mass, you're going to have to find a town that's sparsely populated. Okay, and you're going to have to defend it. Like, you're going to have to be on some, hey, I got my spot, you're going to mind your own. Like, that's what I plan. I'm planning on buying some land up in rural, up in probably around Huntsville or Lufkin, Texas, north of Houston. Yeah. But I'm buying like probably a couple 100 acres, and I'm gonna wall that shit off and just post it. Like, you can't be on no neighborly, hey neighbor, I need to borrow some sugar. No, you can't do no stuff like that.
This nigga saying gonna walk off like it's the Walking Dead and shit.
Because to answer your question, man, I already know that Bradley and Zachary are not gonna be on some hey neighbors.
Welcome, right? Yeah. And the reason I bring that up is because right now in Idaho, there's an influx of whites coming from Washington because of the cost of living.
Oh,
right?
Hell no.
So there's an influx to Boise, Idaho, and they're having town hall meetings.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want these people here. They buying up land, they raising the property values. We can't afford to live in our own. We can't afford to live in our own town. You know what I mean? And it's like, exactly, and they're liberal. You know what I mean? And there's a visceral response.
Yeah.
And these are white people. You know what I mean?
Same thing in Montana. Yeah, because they don't want them bringing all that rainbow crap and all this other goofy stuff over. That's why, again, I guess I'll be the local conservative of the panel. I'm cool with like a lower standard of living to a certain degree.
There's a difference between being a conservative and a conservative, right? Yeah. The conservatives are what I call pro-wax. They're professional white ass kisses. Right? They're the real pro-wax.
Yeah,
okay, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, being about conservative policy and all that kind of stuff, we would agree. Like, we was talk about abortion right now, we would agree on certain policies. If we were talking about restricting certain things and changing certain things, then we probably would disagree on certain things. I'm really conservative when it comes to conservative cultural issues. When it comes to economics, I'm a lot more progressive. You know what I mean? So, so I'm all over the place in that spectrum, but I'm a real independent.
Progressive, huh? Okay.
When it comes to economics, because America needs because I'm out in the world and I see how far back we are in infrastructure. You know what I mean? And there needs to be a heavy influx of investment in American infrastructure. Heavy. We're way behind.
Is that really progressive though? I mean, I would agree that we need to upgrade our infrastructure, the property plan.
No, but that is a progressive economic policy. Conservatism was say, no, we don't invest all this money into the country. We do this here and there. That's a conservative position
because they're
on
on
that.
some states. Okay, I get it because they're on some states' rights stuff. But when it
Yeah,
comes to
we need a lot more public money. You see what I'm saying? That's progressive. You know what I mean? We need a lot more corporate investment, but there could be a middle ground, because if we're talking about taxes and all that, taxes are the lowest they've been for corporate America in the history of the country.
Yeah, they have.
All right. You got corporations that ain't paying no taxes right now.
Yeah.
So they won that fight. So now it's time to invest in the country.
Yeah.
And they don't want to do that. And when you hear we spent $3 trillion plus in Afghanistan alone, and then another $3 trillion in Iraq, and that most of that went to defense contractors and who the fuck else, some corrupt ass, Afghanis and Iraqis, then you got to be pissed off.
Yeah.
Across the board. That shouldn't even be a Democrat or Republican thing.
I think on a middle ground level, because I honestly don't really believe that, upgrading infrastructure and really federal infrastructure is a progressive thing. But I get where you're coming from, though. But I think
based on our political landscape, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree. You guys are a bit better when it comes to me than political conversations.
Why do you think you have Joe Biden talking all this stuff about infrastructure?
Yeah. That's a progressive idea. I can see it.
No, see, that's actually a conservative idea. It's a conservative thing. After every single war, you've seen every single conservative president focus on what? Infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, at the end of Reconstruction, Woodrow Wilson confiscates all of the railroads, makes them all invest all of this government capital, makes them all uniform, turns them back over to the motherfuckers that were running them into the ground to begin with.
That's right. It wasn't Wilson. I'm thinking about Teddy Roosevelt, who was the monopoly buster. No. Okay, I'm getting everybody wrong.
What Cerulli is talking about, he's talking about old conservatism. See, but the modern conservatism is about fucking culture war. You know what I mean? That's what modern conservatism is about now.
When I'm talking about old conservatism, I'm talking about Joe Biden. He's
exactly. And that's what the old conservatives are now. Yeah, the old conservatives are the fucking conservative Democrats.
That's kind of like the Barry Goldwater thing, go on both sides, because that's his style. He's an acolyte under him too. I talked about it in 2 Streams with Mike V and SKC, of course. He tried to give me some pushback on the first one, but the second one, I showed him the real facts, and then Mike gave me the slavery thing. When was the time we were conservatives in slavery? And then it shows you we weren't. So, I understand where Mike was coming from, and that string kind of went off the rails at the tail end, but it was a good string. We talked it out and build afterwards. So
I'm still trying to figure out who blocked. I wonder if it was the degenerate that blocked me out your chat. I'm trying to figure out who the hell blocked me up in here. Y'all be killing me, man. I guess I just walk into it. I guess I just walk in the chat room and y'all think I'm just here to fuck around or something.
I don't know what it is, man. I mean, hey,
it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
But back to this conservative thing. I'm from the Northeast. I'm from New York.
Right. Go ahead.
And they have these communities, these Irish Catholic communities, these Roman Catholic communities, Italians, traditional families, all that kind of stuff. These are conservative groups. Hasidic Jews. These are conservative groups, but they operate inside of the Democratic Party, because most Democrats are actually conservative Democrats. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And then if you go to this, you know what I'm saying? They're conservative Democrats. They deal with infrastructure, the blue collar work. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? The things that make the society run. And people, when they try to make politics so left and right, they don't understand the nuance of politics. You know what I mean? Like the ebbs and flows of it. There's different groups of people in different parties. And if you look at the Democratic Party, the most of it is not that San Francisco bullshit, LGBT shit. Most of it is fucking middle America and Northeast American, white people who operate in that party, because they agree, they're for, the unions, infrastructure work, the things that put bread, food and bread on the table. So they do bread and what they call it again? Bread and butter politics. What do they call it? Meat and
guns and butter.
Bread and circus.
No. Dinner table politics. Yeah. They do. Yeah. So that's what they are, but inside the Republican Party right now, it's just become, a fucking a nutcase, party where it's all about culture. And and then that shit goes around and around and around, and then there's a lot of hypocriticism, and all they're talking about is hot button issues and conspiracies, and but nothing that's tied to any facts. It has nothing to really do with policy. If you notice, they're not even arguing this shit, bread and butter politics. I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Bread and butter, bread and butter.
They're not even arguing taxes anymore, or or any of the traditional fights that you have between the left and the right when it comes to policy. It's really just name calling, I hate you, you ain't us type politics, you know what I mean, which is xenophobic in its nature at its core. That's when I'm like, I don't understand why you even align yourself with that group. Now I'm not Republican or Democrat, but if right now I had to vote, I would have to vote for a conservative Democrat, because at least they're going to push infrastructure policies that we greatly need in the country. We need investment in the country, heavy investment, and we can't even bullshit. We need like Marshall, plan type investment in America. You know what I mean? And that's completely being overlooked, especially when you look at the opioid, epidemic you have in white America. You see the gender war and the breakdown of the black family. You got an influx of immigrants coming from all over the place that got to assimilate, but assimilate to what? A country that's breaking apart. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, we got a lot of fucking problems, but the only thing that could really settle that down is a top-down economy. That's the only thing that can stabilize it. So when we're behind in speed rail, behind in building buildings, and we're behind in airports, and just like you go around the world, like, god damn, what the fuck are we doing in America? We got all that goddamn money. Who's getting the money? Where's the money going to? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to talk that way. And if you talk that way in our politics, you're a fucking commie. No, I'm not a commie. I'm talking common sense. Where the fuck is the money?
Man. I mean, we over here giving money to immigrants, illegal immigrants, or whatnot. What is it, $450,000? Like, come on, man. We could.
I mean, they're not just them. I'm looking at Billy Bob over here, and this Indian over here. They got 2 mansions and 3 boats. Why?
You know me, I'm all for us getting some bullet trains, but we need to be like Japan to get some bullet trains popping. We got a big old country, but we fighting over. And you know how many jobs that would create if we started building bullet trains?
Dude, how are you going to be a conservative president with a conservative? When Bush had the House and the Senate, and he was the president, you had 2 bridges collapse during his presidency. That makes, come on, family. I'm talking. Fuck all the other shit.
Yeah.
The bridge collapsed, and then asked who was on the bridge, and then asked if a conservative was on the bridge, and then asked if a fucking Republican was in the bridge, and asked if a fucking Democrat was in the bridge. It took both you motherfuckers in the water. You understand me? That makes no fucking sense to me. We have a country that's deteriorating right before our eyes. And then you go to Alabama, and they got a hookworm in the black community, and then a fucking waterfall in the lobby of a goddamn football team. You know what I mean? This, you know what I mean? Like, you seeing a Gilded Age happen right in your face.
And don't get me started on what happened in my hometown, man, up in Flint. But I think Flint was kind of more that situation where you understand the politics of what happened with that. I think that was a bit more planned, to be honest with you. I've
but it's not just Flint though. All over the country, you have millions of miles of pipes, lead pipes that have to be ripped out. That's not, and that can't be done overnight. That's a 20, 30 year project.
Yep.
That's a generation of work right there alone.
Sure is. That's gonna create a lot of
generation of workers right there.
That's gonna create a lot of jobs. They always complain about we ain't got enough jobs for people. Put some of these kids.
I'm talking about going from the whole Northeast down to the Midwest, pulling those goddamn lead pipes out.
Is that me, Borgen? Am I the one doing the Borgen?
No, you good.
Oh. Okay, it's not me. Okay, I'm tripping. All right, yeah. I'm about to say,
I'm working, y'all.
No, you good. You good.
Okay.
You good now. You good now. Yeah, my connection is a bit weak, so I thought it was me. No, but I'm like, we've been complaining about folks not having jobs for the past 20 years. I mean, shoot, that's pulling up pipes. That's good work right there. I mean, you ain't got to argue and harangue over that like you got to for a bullet train. So shoot, we got to do something with this country, man. We do. We done wasted all this money on Afghanistan and trying to force these chicks over in Afghanistan to be feminists and all the goofy stuff we had doing on for 20 years. That flop. I saw an article about how folks is pushing women's rights and stuff in another country. And I'm like, that was a flop.
Asking dirty foot bitches if they want a fucking Fendi bag. You want a Fendi bag?
Ain't nothing wrong with dirty foot chick. I'm gonna get married to a dirty foot chick one day. Cerulean probably gonna roast me. I'm gonna have Cerulean be my best man at my wedding. Matter of fact. What's up? What's up?
What you say, Cerulean?
I wouldn't even think of it.
Nah,
Like
man.
they call best men for a fucking reason. That would be wasted on a dirty foot.
Cerulean.
I think gonna be leaning over your shoulder the whole time she walking down the aisle. You sure you want to do this?
I'm
You
a
sure you
cleaner
want to
feet.
do
You
this,
sure
nigga?
you want to do this, nigga? Hey man, hey dog, you sure you want to do this?
I'm a cleaner feet. I'm always get Cerulean a hard time over that though, man. That's just the end joke.
Butt in the jokes.
I'm a cleaner feet, Cerulean. I'd rather clean her feet than deal with the project, bro.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this: you'd be fucking safer with the project broad.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
I said you're better off with the project broad.
Shit, I'll take my chances. I'll take my
Yeah, that's
chances.
what they all take.
Yeah, I'll take my chances, man. You already know me, man. Yeah, give me the. I got a Jamaican chick chasing me right now, but she 25. She hitting that wall. She fine though. I'll clean her feet. She can make me some sorrels and some saltfish and aki. But Sharkeisha,
She can cook.
She can
She can
cook. Oh
cook.
yeah, she can cook. Yeah, she can
Well,
cook.
first of all, Jamaican wouldn't be dirty foot. So Jamaica is still a respectable country.
Shoot, for what she told me, the queens over here in America been calling her literally a dirty foot chick. I don't get that, but okay, all right. Because I deal with Caribbean.
It depends on her attitude, because if she's sitting there prancing around talking shit about black folk, black folk give her the motherfucking business. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? I
I'm
mean,
not
I
saying
wasn't
Jamaica's perfect, but look, a lot of the Caribbean countries, other than the Dominican Republic, other than the Dominican Republic, other than Colombia, other than Cuba and others, right?
Yeah.
Are actually coming up to a comparable quality of life.
Yeah.
So a lot of
right.
But you know what?
Yeah.
I would rather take this critique from Cerulean, because I give Cerulean credit. Cerulean has never told me that I should go be a stepdaddy, so I have to give props to that. I'll take that critique from the brother Cerulean. I'm gonna still go to Antigua and get my dirty foot though. And you invited to the wedding, Cerulean.
Hey Gino, how old are you, Gino?
31.
Okay. All right. Well, you're still in that range. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man. I'm dealing
You in
with
that gray area. I say men over 35, man, they're gonna have, you don't really have that many options no more. The older you get, the more experienced women you're gonna run into. So, it's just a part of the game.
I mean, shoot, when you're an older man and your body's in decent shape, like I make a lot of money for a 31-year-old because I do a lot of financial consulting work. So I'm starting another contract, matter of fact, on the side tomorrow. So my money is I just bought some buffs. I don't know if you guys heard of these, the buffalo horn shades, Cartiers. They're a big
I've heard
thing.
of those.
Yeah, they're $3,200. I just bought them. I just bought a pair of buffs. Yeah. I bought a pair of buffs. I drive a Volvo, so it's
you must have really wanted that, huh?
Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, I'm on some nigga materialism shit. I mean, I'm a Taurus, right? But with that being said,
that's a Taurian for you. Yeah,
you're wasted your fucking money. Go get your money back.
Go on, ruling.
No, I'm dead ass. In an economy like this, materialism is not the way to motherfucking go. You're not like China. You're not living off in Germany where the economy's still stable.
$3,200 on some shades, man. I don't know.
I was gonna buy this Rolex, Cerulean, and now you fucking with me. But no, all jokes aside, though, like when you 31, man, like right now, I got a 19-year-old tender I've been kicking it with, right? And she's actually Black American. You be shocked.
All right. This is what you do. You take the buffs back. You get your fucking money back. You go and download you a little app called AliExpress, and you find some fucking replica buffs.
There you go. And play that shit. Yeah.
You're killing me. But no, I'm saying, man, when you're an older dude, man, and this secret arrangements experiment is really, really killing me, man. Like, younger chicks want older dudes. Now, somebody's gonna say, well, it's because they want you for your money, but the 35-year-old straggle dagger wants you for your money. So what's the point?
All women want you for your money. So
facts.
Like, the scraggly daggly wants you with the 3 kids. She wants you for your money. Like when you're 35, man, and your body's in decent shape, you taking care of yourself, man. Your value goes up. That's why I said, man, it's conditional value for a man. But when you a 35-year-old chick, your options is just resorted to.
All right, I'm asking you a question, Gino. I'm just curious.
Go ahead.
How long you been talking to this 19-year-old?
Shit, about 2 months prior to where
2
I was
months.
dealing with 22.
And how's the conversation? Is good? Like y'all got shit in common to talk about?
I mean, it's decent. I mean, here's my thing, man, because people always ask me that, what you got in common?
That's a no.
Hold on.
Let me answer.
People always ask me what you got in common with a 19-year-old, and I always ask them what you got in common with a 42-year-old, because she can complain with me about her HR job. I mean, listen, a 19-year-old is talking about college.
But that's not a fair response, Gino, because
it's a very fair
no one's throwing a 42-year-old on you.
Oh, not the 4. No, I said a 41-year-old. My bad. No, I must have misspoke. I meant a 41-year-old. But I mean, a 41-year-old is talking about her. She talking about her HR job and a whole bunch of shit you don't care about, man. So it's like
no one's throwing a 41-year-old on you neither.
Who says who? I had a 42-year-old.
How did you just jump over 25 and 30-year-old women?
Shoot, man. Hey, man. I have a rotation.
Damn.
I had a 42-year-old service me with the oral pleasures the other 2 months ago. So I mean, look, man, I got a rotation, man.
Okay, all right. I see where you are.
You see where you are. They be killing me with this incel talk, not realizing, man, I probably done banged somebody's auntie or they 19-year-old cousin. You just don't know. I be keeping it low key.
I feel you on that too. But my question is, like, what do you think you have? Do you think a 19-year-old is prepared to come in and run your house?
Depends. Which the question is, has she been brought up to run your house? That's the
exactly. Fuck. That's irrelevant. That's the point. We talking about her. Yeah, she's the one you fucking. So yeah. She ready?
She probably not ready to. She's probably not ready to run my house. I mean, she's a typical 19-year-old ABW in college, man. So she, like I said, I'm on some catch and release shit, man. Eventually, she gonna move on to Pookie down the block or something, you know.
Okay.
I mean, if I really wanted to take it serious like that, I would be meeting her dad and looking at her fucking family dynamics and stuff like that. But no, I'm on some catch and release shit. You want to bring your ass
then you good, because if that's your position, then yeah, if you want some catch and release shit. If you was looking for something serious, then my questions would have been valid. You know what I mean? But if you just doing your thing, then do your thing, player.
Yeah, if I ever get married though, she gonna be between the ages of 18 to 20. Shoot, if I ever get married, but we talking about vetting. Like, I need to go holler at your parents. I need to see if you got an aunt that's a crackhead. I mean, there's questions I gotta ask, and I gotta see certain.
I'm gonna just be 100 with you in this day and age. None of that shit matters anymore. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real with you, right? Motherfucker, look at all of this like dirty foot mania going around.
Dirty foot mania.
Yeah. You just told me that you were gonna marry a dirty foot, right? Now, anybody like knows, like I know, you go down there, you get your dirty foot, right? The whole family of dirty foot will lie for that dirty foot.
The whole family of dirty foots. You killing me. So really, the dirty foots are people too, man.
Yeah. You really think that until your ass come back to your house one day and all your shit gone.
Nah, man. I mean, I can get that out of it. That's why when I had my situation with little Tamika I was dealing with a couple years ago, that's why I kicked her out, because I knew that was coming next. You can get that with any woman, man. That's female nature. That's just female nature, man. Ain't no guarantee.
You think you know female nature?
Yeah, I know enough of it. I don't think I'm a master at knowing it.
You think any of that? You think any of that shit that they were spewing over there in the so-called red pill sector? You think any of that shit got a goddamn thing to do with female nature? Is that really female nature, or is that just male insecurity?
I don't know, man. I'm about to say, if you talking about the red pill or the pookie pill, over that side of man of spirit, the pookie pill. Them niggas are insecure, man. When you got niggas over here telling dudes that they're wrong for not being stepdaddies, I mean, that's some pookie pill shit.
Yeah.
that ain't red pill.
But who said such a thing, though?
I heard a clip. Somebody sent me a clip this morning. I don't want to say the individual's name, but I think you and him have had words before. But they sent me a clip saying, "Did you hear this shit?" And I was like, no, I was asleep when it popped off. But I listened to it and I was like, wow, that's a shame.
Oh, you talking about Boyce Watkins where he was talking
No,
about
no, no, no,
you're
no,
not a
not
real
Boyce
man?
Watkins.
No, no, no.
I'm talking about the gentleman who refers himself as a man of a particular emotion. I'm gonna keep it like that.
Oh, you talking about mild mannered? Oh, you talking about mild mannered man?
Yeah, man, mild manner man. Yeah. Eviction man. You know,
Oh
that
man.
guy. Yeah, I heard somebody sent me a recorded clip
Like
of this
multiple
shit.
eviction man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
multiple
put that.
bankruptcies.
I hate being out the loop, man. Who y'all put in the back chat?
I'll put
Damn
in
it.
the back chat, man. I got
Thank
you.
you. Because I'm over here trying to guess and shit. Oh, that bitch nigga.
Yeah, that whole ass nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
That
Pookie pill,
fucking
man. That's the
that shit.
I know I'm too hard on Pookie, man, but that's the Pookie pill right there. When
Nah,
you
that
tell me,
nigga is the worst. Yeah.
yeah, he's a fucking low IQ trash. Like, who are you qualified to give dating advice when, first of all, you didn't even marry the first chick you got with, and because of your low IQ sexual impulse habits, you got yourself racked up on child support, and then on top of that, you went into bankruptcy because you had poor financial habits because of your sexual habits, and you think you're qualified to give any man a dating advice? You don't. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And on top of that, you wiped up to a single mama now, and your chick, the little chick that came from her, that came with her, is out here popping her she for the streets. I ain't trying to hear all
Yeah.
that, man. I ain't trying to hear nothing you gotta say.
And ain't married none of them. Yeah.
Oh man. So
Yeah.
those type of dudes,
Talking values and ain't married none of the bitches.
yeah,
Yeah.
those type of dudes are male insecurity, man.
Hold on. Let's rewind it back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Talking values. One couldn't even keep a roof over the
Damn.
Damn.
head. Even at crackhead prices. I mean, you think about it.
Oh yeah,
$300. That's crackhead prices, bro.
It sure
Look,
is.
man. Look, y'all niggas need to pay attention because y'all about to witness a midlife crisis like a no other.
We
All
seeing
right?
it right now.
Yeah, Zach, it's gonna get worse.
The
yeah.
Pookie Camaro car. Come on, man.
Oh, all that dumb shit that's going on over there.
At 41, yeah, I'm not getting into
No,
that.
no,
I'm
43.
gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it
The
alone.
last time I saw him, he was over at Isms, and I think Ism tried to call him up. He said, "Hey man, come on up." And then I saw DeAndre on the panel. I said, "Oh shit!" And I talked to DeAndre in the chat. I said, "This is gonna be interesting." And DeAndre trying to tell me to chill. And he said, "Hey, what's going on?" Ism? He said, "Hey, DeAndre." And DeAndre was muted up, and he didn't want to talk to the man. He didn't talk to the old boy. I started dying. I was like, "Damn!" But it was a different conversation. He was talking about fatherhood. I found that ironic, and I was scratching my head. I was like, okay, I know where this shit was going.
He's a failed one of those too. I ain't gonna feel that. He talks about he fails at everything and then projects like he knows something about it. Like, how the fuck this nigga?
Like, that's the problem with those type of dudes. They think they're qualified in everything. There's another individual in the space. I'm not going to say their name, but they did that to me. We were talking about an accounting principle. Like they were saying that dividends are a debt, and I corrected them, and I was like, no, that's considered equity. And they were like, well, you know what you're talking about. I know bankers. Bankers rely on accountants. I'm an accountant. If you weren't for, bankers can't really do anything.
Hold on.
You know what I'm talking about.
You just said something that kind of blew my mind real quick. It said that dividends were a debt.
He said that dividends were like a debt because if you have a company, right, that normally pays out a dividend, but they don't pay it, normally that's going to drop the share price. So he was saying that, well, because of that principle, it's basically a debt. And I corrected him, was like, no, it's equity. It's not a debt. Well, I know a banker who, it wasn't the emotion man, but it was another individual that they considered to be
matter of fact, dividends are the end result of, say, whatever your stock or share makes, right?
Yeah, operations, the distribution of profits, right? That's basically what the dividends are,
Right, that's really what it is. It's redistribution, right?
Yeah, correct. You're right. Equity.
You don't have to take a cash out.
No, no, sir.
So if you don't take a cash out, how could it be a debt?
Now I know the answer to that, but according to the so-called master educated man, and that has no credentials, but they call him the master, right? I don't know what I'm talking about because he talked to a banker, and I haven't really rocked with that crowd. Really, kind of since then, I started kind of losing respect. I've learned with those type of men, they think that they know everything, but know absolutely nothing. Now, I don't know everything, but I will tell you, I'm pretty decent at what I do in my craft, right? That I went to school for, that I spent hundreds of hours of studying, right? And to hear people think that they have the same level of knowledge that I do because they happen to know somebody that works in a similar industry. And like I said, bankers rely on auditors, which are accountants, right? Which are
Facts,
accountants, right?
yeah, auditors. That's
So,
true.
so I don't really give a flying fuck what a banker has to say because that banker's not going to extend any credit out to any client unless I say that's a good idea. He's not going to do that unless I sign off on something. So I don't really give a flying fuck about no bankers. But again, these people think that because they're old that makes them automatically an elder. No, it makes you an old nigga. If you can't respect where people are coming from their background. Like, for example, again, there are accountants that do good work in tax, and I used to do taxes, but I'm behind based on when Trump put that tax bill. So I don't know taxes like I used to. I defer to the guys that actually work with taxes for 30, 40, 50 years, right? I have a sister who's a doctor, right? And even though we don't agree on stuff politically, when it comes to delivering babies and a woman's, a woman's sensitive, intimate spots, I'm gonna defer to her on that because I don't know everything.
You know what is that? I said, do you know what is that though?
Yeah,
having a V6 Camaro with SS badging.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Yeah.
See, that's why I stopped, man, because I was about to say trade payables, notes were sitting. I was like, no, let me shut up. It's gonna be there's a punchline to this one.
I can't believe how dumb some niggas are. It amazes me how stupid. Because we gotta get to some point where it's not even about the content creators no more.
Yeah,
it's about the viewers, because it's like you're not even asking basic questions.
And it's not the channel host, it's their fucking followers, and they're responsible for the host act crazy anyway. And I just had to deal with that today. And I said, I'm done with that shit over there. You have a person that puts it's just like I said earlier, like you putting a battery back in a person, you doing the same thing. These little things run around too, but it's like a pattern. That's what niggas do. And the most you learn about black spaces in general, and I come to realize years ago, I was done with niggas, man. I was done with niggas way back then when they stabbed me in the back. But that just shows you where we at now, what I see in these spaces, like you said, coon service. Well, that's part of our fault, and it's a part of certain B1 sectors, or whatever you want to say, conscious community, and they use the same talking points, but they want to be like them niggas on the street, and it's really sad too. And y'all right, man, it's the same shit.
Yeah, when I called it the space YouTube churches, you know what I mean, I was speaking to a mindset, you know what I mean, because a lot of niggas, shit on church people and say, a lot of them are sheep, whatever the case might be, but you see the same economy going on in the space as well. People find a personality like, and no matter what fuckery comes out their mouth, they there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then when they see even people like myself, who's doing well in life, and I got a lot of stripes on my arm. I walk away from certain people. That's still not enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hold up.
Actually, that's what got me in trouble with Mild Manner, man, because he low-key disrespected me and I walked away quietly.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what
usually the way it is, man. A fallout.
But that's what I get though, because I mean I was kissing his ass that year prior. So it's like, you get what you get, right? When you co-sign evil and it bites you in the ass, nobody's gonna feel sorry for you. So
right. Yeah.
It is what it is.
I had to deal with that too in March, but that's the whole point. But that's all part of learning. You can't worship nobody, and especially you can't be a yes man. And that's one thing I learned about these spaces. And it's sad that people don't know research.
Yeah.
Mike V tells me all the time. Yeah, these younger dudes don't care. It's only a handful that I trust. And the older ones,
I'm just saying, hold on. I'm just asking a question, man. How much research does it take if a nigga, sir, if a nigga sitting on YouTube talking about American privilege, but they don't have a fucking passport? Why do you? What research do you need to scratch your head? Like, how the fuck does this nigga know about American privilege? You don't have a fucking passport.
You got a passport, yeah. Shit, I got a passport. I got more to talk about. I mean, shit,
I've been nowhere. He ain't been nowhere. So it's like, how the fuck you even know what American privilege really is until you really been around the country and out the country?
At least I could take Cerulean's criticism seriously because he's actually been out the country like me, right? But you got dudes out here who ain't never been nowhere because child support told them they can't get a passport, trying to tell dudes who they can date or what's female nature. Bro, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I know.
It's like, shut the
I
fuck
want
up.
to get the space.
Yeah.
I want the space back where it's me and MOT and Nagone and all the grown-ups arguing.
Yeah.
That's what
I
we need to
mean,
fight. Niggas
we
who
got
got, you know what I mean?
we,
You know
we
what I
gotta
mean? I
purge,
want all the adults fighting. I don't want no more children,
we
little
gotta
chicken dinner niggas fighting.
we got to purge all the idiots that used to push niggas up in the lockers. I was telling somebody about that the other day about how the internet used to be full of cats that, you know, we used to get picked on by these types of dudes. So we used to kind of kick it in the IRC. That's why I said I remember a world before YouTube. You know, we had IRC and MSN and ICQ and forums and stuff like that. We need to get back to that where the nerds are kicking it and the educated brothers or the functional and productive brethren are the ones speaking versus all these idiots. Like mild manner man is the type of idiot that grew up drinking, Capri Suns and juice boxes and arsenic in his water all day, and it shows. And you have idiots like that with a platform. And it's funny, the reason why his production is so good is because he stole all his production tips from the gamers, all the Twitch streamers back in the day and stuff like that. Those graphics that comes from the gamers. That's my side of the internet that he had to steal and poach from to get his production up on point. And it's like, dude, if it weren't for nerds, you wouldn't be here. So, like, you wouldn't clown dudes like me, but if it weren't for us, your biggest supporters of your platform from the beginning were nerds and geeks and whatever.
Actually, you're on the panel with one of the guys that helped him get his production quality.
Well, that was you, right? Yeah, that was you, right?
That was Jay.
Oh, Jay Shine. God damn it, Jay Shine! It's all your fault.
Not all my fault, man. It was a bunch of us that helped them in the beginning. You're not gonna just put that on me, God damn it.
It's all good. Man. It's all good. But I mean,
Yeah.
see what I'm
That's
talking
why I
about.
said one of the guys. One of the guys.
I was one of the guys. Yeah, one of the people that believed in them, and I was wrong. And but I walked away from that shit back in 2018.
I had to get burned though, because remember he covered he signal boosted my situation. That's why I gravitated towards him, because out of a sense of loyalty. But after he came out and ran his mouth talking about how he felt about dudes like me, that's when I walked away.
The nigga, he's a ratchet nigga, and a disappointment in a lot of ways. But at the end of the day, it's not really about him. It's about the type of mentality he represents.
Yeah, that's the
thing. And that mentality that's cultivated in the space, a mentality of a wasteful, thinking. Where people pull up chairs and listen to somebody who don't know what the fuck they talking about, talk, and then say that person is the man. And hold up, time out.
He's a
you know what I mean? The boss of what? You got no fucking employees. Like, you're not even dealing with reality. So, and here's the funny thing.
Yeah,
we criticize the women for being delusional.
We do. Yes, we do.
You know what I'm saying? We do. And in a lot of ways they are. But look what the fuck y'all doing.
Yeah, we do. You're absolutely.
And that's why I got a problem with it, because that type of shit has to stop with us as black men. It's now become a problem for me as a black man. Certain things in the space, like when I get into the cool conservatives, that white ass kissing, that shit is detrimental to my mission.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In life, it isn't. It's not about if you're not talking policies and ideas, then I don't want to hear nothing about no goddamn culture war. Get the fuck out of here. You're not white, nigga.
Yeah, the culture war. I kind of stay out of the culture war stuff. I do care about policies, though. I do care about.
I stay out of that left, right apparatus. That's not us.
No,
that's white shit. You know what I mean? All I care about is black people and what affects black people and how we can better ourselves. Now, if that means we attach ourselves to a conservative policy for a moment, then so be it. If we attach ourselves to a liberal presented policy, then so be it.
Whatever advantages us. I always say that black people should be like mercenaries. You pick the side that advantages you the most. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, we should be the ultimate swing vote in the country. You know what I mean? And for to be in the country as long as we have, your answer to be up under some white man's nutsack is not the answer for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree. You shouldn't be under anybody's nutsack, to be honest with you. That's why, I mean,
you're right.
Cool.
You're right. Pause. Cool. My bad. You're right.
No, I mean, you don't need no.
Thanks for clearing that up, because somebody would be like, "Hey, Jay Sean's saying you should be under somebody's nutsack, just not white ones." No, you're right. Nobody's nutsack should be under.
Yeah, nobody's nutsack. Because I mean, I'm not such a stickler on race as I used to be. Obviously, as a black American man, I'm still proud of my personal lineage or whatnot. But I'm not going to sit here and kiss nobody's rear end, regardless of color. Right now, I'll work with people regardless of who you are. Now, there's going to be certain reservations I'm going to have, cultural reservations, right? But at the end of the day, you know, I don't really sit. I don't sit in my ass all day, you know, blaming certain things, because I understand reality for what it is, but I also understand that I got to compete. So, you know, you kind of got to do what you got to do. But I always,
Gino, you know as I know, you know as I know that competition. Well, first of all, let me just say this before I get into that.
Yeah,
wealth and power is a group phenomenon.
It sure is.
It's not an individual thing. It's a group phenomenon.
Yeah,
sure. All right. So if you want to compete as a man, you have to recognize that you're one, part of a group, and two, you need your group. So the issue is, how do we reformat our group? And I'm not talking about being nice, Gino. I'm not talking about being nice at all.
No, personally, I'm of the SYSBM lifestyle, to where I would say that just abandon the current group that we're a part of right now. That's personally me.
All of that SYS, look, Gino, look, all that SYSBM shit is out the goddamn door. And I'm gonna tell you, man. Look, because that shit right there, those are foreign. Those are really foreign injections. When we talk about culture war, those are foreign injections. Okay, you don't even know where you get that SYSBM shit from, do you?
Well, the brother who made it is a Black American. You talking about the hashtag? Yeah, the hashtag. Shoot. I done did some research on that brother. I mean, I know the brother behind the mask. That's a Black American, man. I know that cat's name. That is not Jamaican or whatever the hell. You know, but even with that, huh?
So do you know?
Well, but with that being said, though, I could be wrong, but who knows? But with that being said, you know, what do you do when you have a community that's not going to? It's like some Pokemon shit. When you you ain't got all the badges and your Pokemon ain't obeying you, what do you do? I mean,
can I answer the question real quick? Here, this is what you do. You look to history, because there's no group of men that have done a SysBIM topology and made it to power.
Yeah.
Right. So when you look at the dirty whites that came over in the late 1800s and early 1900s, what did they do to clean up the situation?
That was saving yourself, Irish man. That was saving yourself, Eastern European man.
Thank you. And they had the fucking boys out here running the street, gangs and orphans running around. We even never had it that bad. We had fucking gangs of orphan boys running around, but that was their situation, and they had to clean that shit up. And you can draw a straight line from that time, the late 1800s, all the way to when Giuliani was the district attorney in New York, when he was getting rid of the last remnants of gangsters in his culture. See, they were taking mafia corporate. They owned all the industries. You can't do nothing in New York without dealing with these people. They own the fucking. You can't hang a sign in Times Square without dealing with the unions. All right, they own sanitation. They got all of it. So why are you standing on the corner in a jogging suit with your hair slicked back and cutting heads off? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We got enough of that, Vinny. You know what I mean? So they had to clean up their own criminal element and beat them into submission and say, we're going corporate now. Enough of that shit. But it took a long time for them to get there.
Yeah.
It took a lot of them beating up their own people, robbing their own people. We're here. You're paying us for protection. Remember that kind of shit? This is what they were doing to their own people. You understand me? So when you look at history, I don't see where the fuck you go to get a dirty foot bitch, and that brings you to power.
Well, in the same token, too, the Irish didn't have their women didn't have their own separate political power versus the men, right? Like we do over here. We
allow that shit, Gino. We allow that.
I could argue that. I could argue that.
You know why that is? You know why that is? You know why that is? They actually did, but not in the way that you think.
Really? Okay.
But you know why that is?
What is it?
Because whiteness is an institution that they were promised a part of.
Thank you.
You see, they weren't so eager. See, they weren't so eager to go back to Europe. They're like, is America kidding? We're not going back to Europe. We just escaped that place. Literally brought together, literally to end all of the motherfucking street wars, the fucking the drug wars between the Irish and the Italians, and all of these fucking little inner city gang wars. They thought that another war would bring the country together. Well, not to all these other groups. So they brought the heads of these other groups together. All of the mobsters, right? Like what? I think in the Godfather, or as a matter of fact, there's a really good show. It's on Netflix. Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Remember Peaky Blinders? They brought all the fucking heads of these little gangs together. So, well, what the fuck can we offer you? You don't want to go back to Europe.
Yeah.
The country was on the verge of deportating these motherfuckers.
Yep. Sure
Say, oh, you don't want to help us defend a country that has given you so much? We'll just send you back.
Mm-hmm.
Say no. We want what you got. We want you to stop calling us dirty whites.
Mm-hmm. We want to be white. Yeah, we want to be regular whites. But see, that's the thing, though. Those type of groups of Europeans, they have a distinct history, but we also have a distinct history based on how we were bred, right? Remember how we were bred and how
we were treated by said dirty whites. Because what made them really Americans?
No,
it's always been about us, about the treatment of black folks in America. You see what I'm saying? They come over to America as part of the American dream. Yeah. And everybody got the shit on us. The race riots in the Northeast, throughout the rest of the country, man, it was us dealing with poor whites coming up for the most part. And even with the KKK in the 50s and 60s, what were they saying? They're taking our jobs. They're talking about niggas. You know what I mean? It's always been us against them.
Isn't it funny? Now, isn't it funny? After World War II, after the end of World War II, all of these groups get to be white, and suddenly there's no intercultural wars between Eastern Europeans. And suddenly, all of them are against the great American Negro.
Yeah. So I think it goes back to my original question, because I could argue that SYSBM can be argued as back as the Bible. I would argue as SYSPM, going back to the story of King Ahasuerus and how he fired his current chick for Esther, who was Jewish, right?
Look.
I'm just saying.
And where's King Ahasuerus now? You seen that motherfucker lately?
And that nigga's long gone, bro. They long gone.
Look, here's my
what I'm saying is, what happened to his kingdom?
The Persian Empire back in those days is not the Persian Empire of today. I tell you that.
No.
Right.
What happened to his kingdom?
Oh shit! It crumbled, if I remember correctly.
Okay. So basically, you still want to advocate for SYSBM, even though you know it's all it's going to do is give you a temporary fucking escape from blackness, and whatever you build is going to crumble.
I'm still a black man, so I'm not an escape from blackness. But my question is that
wait. Have you read the tenets?
Actually, I have read the tenets. I got to go pull them back up. But
you read the tenets, and you still saying you're a black man?
Yeah, I'm a black man. Mm-hmm. I'm a black American man.
No, because if you're SYSBM, you can't be a black man.
Let me go pull the tennis back up.
Yeah, DeAndre. We did a stream on it. DeAndre read the tenets, and I forget the name.
Because he tried to hit me on that a long time ago, and I pulled him up back then. D. Durrell. I think that was back in 2020. So I'm on Baba the Slain Evil website, Baba Uman, I believe. That's why.
First of all, you are a motherfucking great American Negro. Why the fuck is you taking cues from some dirtbag from the UK?
Now, why you gotta be a dirtbag though, brother?
Hold on. I was gonna ask you, Gino. Just curious. I don't care, if you're from Africa or.
No, I'm Black American. I'm Black American. Yeah.
You're a descendant of American slaves. Okay. All right. So you come from a distinct group of which your country was built on. You know what I mean? And we have to, at least if the women don't respect it, we as men have to respect that. Somebody has to hold that. You know what I mean? And I just want to know, you got two words in that acronym that bothers me. One is save, and the other one is yourself. It's all it is rugged individualism. You know what I mean? We already done that, Gino. We have rugged individualism. We did it back in the 60s. Both sides did it. Now the women are heavy on rugged individualism, and now our answer to it is rugged individualism. It's not going to work. The bottom line is that we can't fix our problem for our great grandchildren as rugged individuals. Can't.
I'm over here looking at 10 and 18. I put in the back chat where it says SYSBM members have nothing to do with the black community as a whole. Is that the one you're talking about, Cerulean?
Yeah. What about the one where they talked about creating a new demographic?
That's the new society talking points. I'm definitely new society.
Yeah, so that's creating another demographic. That's what I mean. So admixture, that's miscegenation.
Miscegenation, yeah.
SKC
That's
brought it
voluntary.
up to DeAndre when we did that
So-
stream talking about
so-
the new tenants.
I
He
know-
said, "You read the new
so
tenants."
So again, you ain't got nothing to do with the black community. You cannot be going around talking about you're a black fucking man because it implies that you belong to a community.
The black community as a whole, no problems. But I understand.
And the funny thing about that, Cerulli, is that regardless of what we say
I see
or
it.
what we disagree on here, the world sees you as a black man.
Yeah.
The world.
Oh, shit.
What's up, Dre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there an inquisition happening right now? People in the torture rack? What is going on here? I'm listening to the stretching on the rack of the Iron Maiden is being slammed on people. What's going on, gentlemen? How are you doing this morning and evening? What is cracking?
What's up, Dre?
What's going on? Let the man live.
Nah, man. Hey, I mean, you wave a flag, man. You got to deal with the consequences. I ain't tripping.
Now, Babatunde Umana, I can understand why he has the myopic views that he has.
Yeah.
But if I sounded like that walking around in the motherfucking UK, I'd get no play from sisters either over there in the UK. Okay, so he's basically a motherfucking a little dry dick weasel that wants everybody to gather around and feel sorry for me and feel sorry for me vicariously through these arbitrarily made fucking rules that I call SYSBM.
Well, I'm not going to attack the man's character because I mean I understand.
No.
Gino, hold on, Cerulli. Gino, he disrespected us. He's blaming all ratchet culture in the UK on African American women and African American culture. So he's really dissing us.
Well,
all the way over there.
Wait, dissing us as men or dissing the women that are
us as a group. I don't give a fuck what how you feel about it. We are all one group. The world sees us that way, Gino. I'm in Germany right now. They see us. They don't differentiate. They see us as one group. That's why we got to clean this shit up.
Yeah.
Well, man, you think abroad in the UK want to deal with black UK men?
Shit, honestly, I'm not in the UK, so I can't even answer that question.
Hey, do you know what it looks like over there in the UK?
No.
Look, man, all right, man. Look,
I'll tell you what it looks like. I'll tell you what it looks like. Where are you from? I am from Uptown. Uptown where? New York. New York. What part of New York? Brooklyn. That's where I'm from. Brooklyn.
I know. I saw that shit in France.
What?
I saw that type of shit going on in France.
Listen, man. Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I'm gonna tell you like this, right? Okay. Most of the women or most of the people in the UK, when they're black, right?
Yeah.
They can trace their lineage back to somewhere in the continent of Africa. At least go back 8 generations.
Yeah.
They can do that shit. They can do that shit like real quick, right?
Yeah.
And what I always want to know is what's worse, right? You have a country full of black people, and you're in the UK, and your country is still trash. Now, black folk, just think about this. Black folk, was sold on slave ships, traded for trinkets by other people from the continent. They were then distributed like fucking food stamps throughout the New World, right? And after 400 years, not only do you leave your country full of black folk with your culture intact to a certain degree, you then come impersonate, then kiss the ass of the same colonizers that took your shit, hosed up your shit, left your shit,
and picked your shit dry.
Picked your shit dry. News at 11, right? And then you get online, right? You get online, right? And then and then you just talk about black people, right? You talk about you talk about black people within secession, and it's not just it's not just because we see it on both sides, right? Like you just talk about, you rag on black folk, like you rag on. Now, probably the most honest out of all of them is Fast. He's the honest one. Like he will tell you a lot of shit, the honest shit, and why they do the shit that they do, and whatever. We didn't have conversations. The rest of them are disingenuous as fuck. But here's the question, though, Gino, right? And this is the question we all want to know, right? If you're complaining about black women, but you've never lived in the United States, or you're complaining about black people, black men, right? And you've never lived in the United States or never dated a black man or woman, and you're from another country, right? Then you got to be talking about your people, but we never hear them talk about their people. We never talk about the motherfucking how you let the colonizers come in and snatch all our shit. We never talk about, in my country of where I'm from, we have open sewage.
Jesus Christ.
You know what I'm saying? We have rolling blackouts. Oh my God! You can pay your light bill.
Alabama, nigga. Do you know that there's places? Speaking of Alabama, nigga, do you know that we have to take what's that fucking drug that we gotta take when we hit Durban, South Africa? Because
God, like it's the malaria thing, and then it's another.
Yeah, they got hookworm down there now.
Yeah, they got hookworm and shit.
In America.
No, I'm talking about South Africa, right?
So
what you think you're gonna be a dirty foot South African chick? You think she's safe? It's a good chance that you might be the bitch give you a ringworm, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? I already know. If I ever announce in this space that I got married, I know Cerulli ain't gonna be packed with the dirty foot jokes. I'm just gonna expect it.
No, it's just like this, man. It's like this, man.
Bitch gonna be twerking that big old fucking I'm gonna say big old jungle booty from Lord. Give your ass a ringworm, nigga.
Listen. I'm gonna say like this, man. I'm gonna say like this, right? And this is just an observation. It's not all of them, because the ones that do their thing and mind their business and understand or whatever, right? But everybody wants to switch up once they come into the eyes of the black American and be the black American punching back, right? Now, if we're going to sit up here and punch on each other, there was a rule in place, man. It was a rule, right? You know this rule, Gino. We know this rule as men, right? If I come over to your house, Gino, right, and I can be the play cousin, I can be the family member, I can be not family member, I can be the friend that's so close to family, I'm family. They call me cousin this, little bro, all this other shit. But if you and your family get into a motherfucking argument, right, I am not supposed to jump in the fucking argument.
Right.
I am not supposed to run my motherfucking mouth. I'm supposed to sit there and just watch y'all go at it. And then I'm supposed to excuse myself. And then a family member, an elder, or the mom or the dad, like, no, don't you take your ass anywhere. You're going to sit here and listen to this shit, right? Okay, but that does not give me the right to even interject myself into the conversation. I'm just allowed to sit there and listen to this shit, right? But I am never, ever, because the second that I say, well, y'all should leave Gino alone because y'all ain't shit too, you're supposed to fuck me up on sight, right? Yeah. Because now I violated. And that's the problem. We as black people allowing people in our midst to say shit about them just because they have the same skin tone, but they ain't us. So that's the first problem. That's the first problem that we need to solve. They need to fucking talk about why the fuck.
At least Keisha from the hood will tuck that motherfucking pistol for you, nigga.
Yeah, like
not for me. I'm an educated lame, bro. Ain't doing shit for me.
So that's my problem. That's my problem, right? And see, here's the thing. Okay, we see it all the time, right? See, and here's the crazy thing, Gino, right? This guy, right? Let's just say he's in the UK, but he's from the continent of Africa. He didn't save himself. You know why he didn't save himself? Because foreign aid saved himself. Saved him. Right? Like he got incentivized to take his ass to the UK by a trek of foreign aid, right? He went over there, they incentivized his ass to be there. If they come to America, they incentivize the motherfucking be here, right? And then they punch down on motherfucking black folks. So first of all, I want to hear about them UK women, right? But guess what? There's more. DeAndre did a stream about these UK women sitting up there talking about their men are trash, dressed like 1990s versions of black women. Yes, wow. I saw it, bro. They lace fronts were horrible. They need some motherfucking interventions, bro. They was looking terrible. One chick, like she was getting kidnapped every time she yawned because her face was 5-6 shades lighter than her hands. It was crazy. Damn. It was amazing, right? Remember that room? Remember I showed you that? Remember I showed that shit?
Yeah, I didn't see it. Yeah, it must be an old
it was horrible. It was ridiculous, right? I was sitting over here. It was all for the dude. Mediocre tutorials was actually showing. Oh, he actually showed it on his thing. It's called Men Are Trash, and it was these chicks from the UK that was there, right? And they were all talking about men ain't shit, this, that, the third, and blase, squaze, and it looked like a girl band gone wrong and shit. Like they was just, I don't know what was going on, right? Yeah. But here's another thing. Man. Here's another thing that we have to also talk about. Okay. Black men need to do something, and they need to say themselves, right? Right. I have no problem if you go out there and you're about your business. You need to get a woman that's in the same realm that you're going. So I don't expect the guy that's busting his ass, that's fucking being blue collar, square, doing his thing, to be with a woman that's below that, right? We're not going to just say that didn't happen. These women don't exist. But we're not going to say that there's not women out there that's busting their ass, that's fucking going to school, that's fucking got jobs. You get with them women. And black people are doing it in droves. Now, black people don't even date out like that. It's like fucking only less than 10% of black people date out. They race, date, marry, all of that shit. It's only 10%. Niggas is not lining up in droves.
Unless you live in the UK, then
everybody's doing it because you come in there and you know what I mean. So of course he's going to say SPM because guess what? When he got to the fucking UK, and if he didn't come there with already some money, and he came over there on the goddamn boat, wading in the water like goddamn fucking Moses and shit. If he ain't coming there like that, then he got to get an anchor baby, right? And guess what? He got to anchor his ass down. And guess what? He's going to get the first fat white UK bitch down in East London he can get. That's what he's going to do, right? They all do it. Shit, they in Japan. These motherfuckers show up. Brother, what is going on? The first fat bitch they impregnate the bitch. They up there fighting in the club. That's my bitch. I need the visa, right? That's my
big white bitch. What you doing with my big white bitch?
I'm going to work for 5 years and then open up a hip hop store. That's what it's
hip hop store.
But guess what they don't do though? Right? They stay within their own communities. They get their money and they send it back to the community they came from. They build some shit, and when they come back, it's like the fucking kingdom came back to save the goddamn village. They have not, even if they date out, even if they do whatever, they have not forgotten where the fuck they came from, and they involve themselves in the community. You know how many times I hear these motherfuckers? I have to go home. I say, what you talking about? I have to go home. I am homesick. I have to go home.
Yeah, but the community respects
It's been 5 years. I have not seen my mama. I have not seen my sisters. I have not seen my papa. I have to go home. And then they'll leave, and when they come back, they'll have this big ass shit grin on their face. I went back home. Look at my pictures. Look. I went here, and I went here, and I went here, and this, and look, and they got a village and all that. And matter of fact, give you something perfectly fine. Fasted. This motherfucker was so happy to be the fuck back home. He said, man, I am home in the Congo, man. I'm so relaxed. Oh man, this is so great. Like this, that, and the third. And then he was saying, yeah, then the other thing, everybody think I got money because I'm in America.
Oh, yeah.
So think about that shit for a second. He goes back home. He's welcome back, but he's tired of fucking paying for every fucking thing, right? Yeah. And he's building his house, he's building his shit. But guess what? Everybody thinks he's got money. Yeah, okay. He gets pissed off about that, but he said, ain't such his life because you got to help build the village. And guess what? He's back. He's back in America, driving his truck, rinse and never fucking repeat.
But you bring up a good point though. His people respect him though back in his homeland, whereas the educated lames over here, we're not respected by our community.
You really think that?
That's
You
what
really
I'm
think that?
I know that. I live that life.
Well,
I
Gino,
live
here's
that
the thing. Here's the thing, Gino. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Mhm.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Right. No one is above that shit when you roll out of shit. Right.
Right.
Look, I'm from Baltimore. Niggas know where the fuck I came from. Niggas know in Baltimore City what the fuck I am. Right.
Yeah.
I go back home. I see motherfucking my dudes and shit. Right. And I talk to them. Right. I literally had my homeboy sit up there with me. We was sitting in the goddamn. We was in the Sheraton Hotel downtown Baltimore. Ben was sitting there like this. He did time in jail. Didn't get to see his mom, go to his mom's funeral because he was doing some fair time out of state. Right? I didn't. I was overseas, so we both had this thing like, damn, man, we couldn't go to the funeral. We both said it, but for different reasons. He said to me, man, I remember the day you came and got me and dragged me to the recruiter office and I didn't fucking go. Right? I did my ass but I didn't go and I should have fucking listened to you. Right? And I was like, well, man, shit, we here now. He said, nah, man, like you doing great. Like we sitting in a nigga. I would never think to be in the Sheraton in the lounge, all this extra shit. He said, man, I'm felon, this, that, and the third, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. I need to get a job. I said, you need a job? He said, yeah. I called my cousin on the phone. He was downstairs working in the Sheraton. He came upstairs. You got a license? Yeah, I got a license. Okay, you got a job. When you want to start? A week? 2 weeks? Right now? He said, what? He looked at me like it was crazy. I was like, nah, bro. You need a job? Get a job, bro. There you go. Hey, your job. You got a job?
Hey, let me tell you something, man. You think that those people respect them, man. Look, if you were sending money back to your community, they respect you too. But it's not really respect.
Dude, I got people. I'm coming up.
I don't know how. Look, now I don't know how many times this has happened to me being overseas, right? Motherfucking Africans will talk about each other like a motherfucking dog, right?
Yeah. They will.
And then next thing you know, they golden child from overseas will come back home. Just literally 2 seconds, walking in the door. Hey, oh, he's the greatest thing alive.
No, like I pulled up in my hometown to go check on my mom for a birthday, and I had rented a Mercedes. You know, when I rolled back bougie, right? And you know, I wasn't trying to stun or nothing, but I bumped into some cats offhand, and folks are still bringing up shit from 20 years ago, and I'm like, you know what?
Who rents a Mercedes?
Huh? I actually didn't rent it intentionally. I don't like Mercedes. I actually wanted a 300, the Chrysler 300, but they didn't have any, so they gave me the Benz, right? So,
I
like my 300. I like the 300. I know it's lower class and shit, but I like that car. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, you know, I pull up in the Benz and shit. You know, I'm well dressed, way well than what I was 20 years ago, right? But niggas are still trying to pick, and you know, they're jealous. You know, they're trying to pick and find reasons to clown me from shit that happened 20 years ago. Like when we were back in middle school, I'm like, okay, that's why nobody wants to fuck with you niggas now. Who cares? You know, get back in 2 minutes. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, Gino. I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna say this, and I get it. Where you go back, you're doing a little bit bigger. You know what I mean? And sometimes, man, listen. I am King Louis the 17th of petty. Right? So look. Listen, man. There's a time to flex and all that other stuff, right? And when I went back, I got it a little bit for my people, whatever. But for my people that I'm really close with, for my people that I fuck with heavy, that's happy to see me do great as I am to see them do great, I spent majority of my time with them. Right?
Yeah, with them. I got like
two cats like that. But that's your community. Those are your community. Listen, with success breeds motherfuckers that want to. If they're bringing up shit from 20 years, that means that they want to take you down a peg. They want to bring you down to feel some superiority. That's not a black thing. That is a human nature thing that just happens, right? And a lot of times, just because we're only associated with black, you think that's bad shit. You know what I'm saying? What the whites do to each other.
Well,
You know
I
what I'm
wouldn't.
saying?
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that black people that we have an exclusive trait in that. I
Well,
wouldn't say that. But what I would say is that we are the only, and taking away from me personally and objectively, we're the only community that I can go on a social media site or Google and type in the term "educated lame," and people will come through and denigrate accomplished brothers. Like that's I've never seen that in any other community. Somebody can prove me where I'm
I'm
wrong.
like they do it all the time.
Really? Hold up.
Go ahead.
No, it's like you know what? Hold on, you know what? You're right, but you know how they denigrate their educated lames. They call them nerds. They listen. They got Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
Part 1, Part 2, Weird Science. Like, listen, they got movies on like the pockets.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Hey, let me jump in here real quick. Let me just jump in here real quick. I've always said this, Gino, and I'm gonna say this again. The Biffs do not run white society. The George McFlys do.
Yeah, it is.
And the George McFlys, and they rule that society with an iron fist. What I'm saying is, we got to figure out a way to make your people. When your people depend on you for their livelihood, they're gonna bend a knee. You understand me? But they don't depend on you. So all this Neanderthal, high school bullshit gets to run wild because we don't have any. We don't have no control of our community. I'm talking about the smartest and strongest and brightest men. And you know what's funny about this space is that a nigga like Bitch Boy Nate will come around and say, "Stay away from a nigga like Jay Sean." You see what I'm saying? So now you got successful brothers arguing with each other.
You talking about Big Nate? Little Big Nate? I didn't know y'all were beefing. Y'all cool.
Fuck that nigga. All right? That ain't cool. First of all, that nigga lied on me. All right? And I'm not done with him. He thought I let that shit slide months ago. He fucking had a live stream where he shitted on me, threw my name under the bus, called me all kinds of things, whatever.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't let that shit slide. We're gonna deal with that.
Okay.
Well, you know what I mean? But I sat back and I watched him, talk from time to time.
I'm not getting between that beef. All right.
I sat back and watched this shit happen, and I'm like, hold up, this motherfucker. First of all, I don't know what he's talking about half the time, All right. But the point is, he wants to create a division, and he would tell. I'm sitting on the Pot for the Thought series, talking about mentoring young boys in the mentorship program that I'm in. I'm talking that shit to ad nauseum and giving details of our success. And he's telling you that you should stay away from men like me. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem with black society. And he don't see it. See, a lot of niggas come into space because they're not Pookie and Ray Rays. They think they're not dysfunctional. Them niggas are the real niggas too. All right, they just as dysfunctional as Pookie and Ray Ray. In fact, I respect Pookie and Ray Ray more because he got a teardrop and a fucking tattoo on his face. At least he committed to something. He committed to his fuckery.
Yo, I was on. I hate to bring this back. I hate to bring this back up, right? But I remember I was telling a story on Lady Sheila's panel about how when I was asked to take more of a leadership role in my organization, to rebuild it. Right? Because the COVID thing gave a lot of brothers a lot of reason to kind of, fall off, and then you catch them down at the bar or wherever, and then you ask what's up, and a chick with a face strong enough to hold up pillars of society.
Oh no!
Had the nerve to cut me off, right? And say, well, that's why we don't. And this is how you know when people don't really listen, right?
Yeah.
Talking about that's why we don't deal with them street motherfuckers and motherfuckers be hanging out down at the bar. We deal with college educated motherfuckers and all this other shit. And I was like, well, that was like 90% of our organization was college educated motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You see
what's really now, Gino. Now you got to write this down, man, and you got to take a picture of this and record this. You just heard Cerulli roast a black woman. And it's not Kendra D. Now take them notes.
Oh shit!
Take them notes. See, it's equal. We are equal opportunity, right? Yeah, we are equal. So, hey, Jay Sean,
and actually, that was right. I didn't even roast. I didn't even roast it. That was right.
Before it was just the first time.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? You got one of the most ignorant.
Oh, somebody put in the bad check because I'm a little slow today.
We got one of the most ignorant motherfuckers that's one of the richest brothers in the country. His name is Mayweather. Right?
Yeah, he's from Grand Rapids.
Motherfucker can't, because he's dyslexic, he can't even read. He has actual reading problem.
Is that true? Okay.
Yeah. But this brother has been able to put everybody around him on create businesses, flip his money time and time over. When he got with the white boys, he didn't kiss their ass and tell them how great they were. He said, all right, you my friend, white boy, teach me what you do with your money. If you my friend, you will help me, friend. You know what I mean? So, now this brother is one of the handful of black men in the history of the country that own skyscrapers in New York.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
In the history, exactly. And you got somebody like 50, and then you got the reason I'm pointing out these people because they come from uneducated backgrounds, the Jay-Z's. You know what I mean? So I'm pointing out the reform Pookie and Ray Rays, and they're doing a lot better than some of these cool conservatives. All right, you know what I mean? As far as employing their people and making moves and making power moves and all that kind of shit. My point is this. We got to stop separating ourselves based on what we think somebody is. If brothers have grown from their space, right? Jay-Z used to be a drug dealer. That was almost 30 years ago. He's been 30 years legit, and we still weren't about what he was when he was fucking 16, 18 years old. You see what I'm saying?
See, personally, I have no problem with that. And when I launch my platform, I'm going to have to really put a firm line in the sand, the definition of what a Pookie, a Lil Loud Pack, a Thuggo, a Ray Ray is. Because you got niggas coming out. You got niggas coming out saying that if you wear Jordans, you're a Pookie. Now I wear Jordans every now.
That sounds like a 2017 conversation, though.
It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Right now, we need to grab any men who are progressive, because here's the thing: niggas will they applaud Damon John.
Damon John,
yeah. See what I'm saying? Why? He came from the fucking same shit that the other niggas came. We came from the same shit Nazim came from. You see what I'm saying? So niggas are picking and choosing who they like, and that's emotional. I can't get into that. Look, if you handling business, that means you handling paperwork, you handling permits, you handling lawyers, you doing real shit. I can't shit on you because of your background.
Yeah, one of my closest friends is a reformed Pookie, right? So it's like, I'm not, I always say men have a right to redemption. I'm not with, and like I said, I have a firm line, a firm definition. I broke it down on Rashawn's panel the other day about what I consider personally to be a Pookie and a Lil Loud Pack, and it's not somebody who wears Jordans or somebody that may, it's not arbitrary, right? I like very firm definitions.
It's Robbie Perkins. I got you. It's Robbie Perkins. It's Taz. I mean, it's niggas like that. So look, I got it. What I'm saying is this.
I don't know Taz, so I'm not gonna throw. No,
I said it, nigga. So anyway, my point is this. My point is this, man. Like, we got to start differentiating, who is not productive. It's about productivity for me. I care about men who are productive. I can learn from anybody. My grandfather told me a long time ago that you can learn from a dog if you watch him, and it's true, because I was watching Anthony Bourdain. This is how I think because of my grandfather. I was watching them. He went down to somewhere in South America where they was going to get cocoa, a rare cocoa bean, that he was investing in chocolate. And they had to go across this Russian river. And the locals learned how to get across this Russian river, how to get back and forth across the Russian river without drowning. And guess who they learned that shit from? Watching the animals. You see what I'm saying? And then in that moment, I was like, my grandfather knew what the fuck he was talking about. A lot of people learn a lot of things from people who are quote unquote lesser than them. If you just watch them, you can learn anything from anybody. But people are productive. Why am I separating myself from people who are productive?
If you're productive, you're not a Pookie.
People who are active, who give a fuck. And that's what I'm saying. And that goes back to that bitch boy nigga, Nate nigga. You know what I mean? He's telling you to separate yourself from cats like Jay Sean because I talk a certain way. I don't believe in his politics. Man, fuck you. You know what I mean? That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
It's the aneurysm.
No, but his politics are not based on reality at all.
Exactly.
It's all based on whatever some palm color man says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gino, I'm gonna say this to you, bro. I'm gonna say this to you. I get what you're saying. I understand it. It's just that, some of us. Okay, put it like this right here, right? You're at a certain station in life where you deal with certain people in a certain space, right? Okay. There's certain times where we can't go into certain vestiges of society anymore because we're at a certain point, right? You would see those movies or those games where the king would come down with his cloak on and go to the tavern and get certain information and meet certain people.
That's the story of Saul. Remember when Saul went to go consult with that medium? Yeah.
So, but here's the thing, right? Listen, everybody has to have their station in life, right? I don't need you down in the vestiges of Pookie and Ray Ray, right? Okay, you need to stay there, but when a Pookie and Ray Ray is trying to climb his way up out of the fucking vestiges, and he reaches out his hand, he doesn't care who picks it up. He doesn't care if it's an educated lane. He doesn't care who the fuck it else, or black woman, whatever. He's trying to get up. Now, when he gets up, then you got to be there and say, yo, bro, this is different from where you from. This is how shit works. If you see me move like this, my dude, then guess what? I'm moving like this because we're outnumbered, outgunned. This is the new thing. And here's the most part. Most of the time, the Pookie or the Ray Ray, when he meets you there, he will download the instructions because guess what? He's coming off an instinct. Because he can't go in another dude's neighborhood or hood without getting the instructions.
But by that definition, he's no longer a Pookie though. Because once you're productive,
no. He's still, but see, here's the thing: he still is a Pookie. He just fucking tones it down.
No, man.
Right?
Look, man. Look, this is reality, man. The fact that you run around here still using terms like Pookie, Ray Ray, and educated lane, okay, that signifies that you're your own worst enemy. That you have let the broader society put you into the biggest fucking trick bag that you've ever seen.
Cerulean, you know that term educated lame is actually a female term.
Yes, it is.
The women created that term. And it was Sergeant Willie Pete. It was Sergeant Willie Pete.
Actually, it came from a black woman's book, and that's where Sergeant Willie Pete got it from. And Waxy told me that story. And I forget her name. It's a boomer term, by the way.
Yeah. Sergeant Willie Pete used to talk about it a lot and use it in his commentary a lot in the first wave of the manosphere. So it became a mainstay in this space because of Sergeant Willie Pete. But he was responding to the women who were using it. And now we use it more than the women do.
In that book.
Sherry Shepherd used it against Hill Harper.
Yeah. I was in the book.
And me personally, I would say like this, right? We need to do things like this, right? Right? We like a lot of us understands the difference between a nigger and a nigga and all of that stuff, right? And whatever. Words have power, things have meaning. So we need to change that thing, right? Instead of you looking at being educated and someone says educated lame or whatever, wherever it came from, right? Then you need to own that shit, right? But make up your own term with it and run with it as a term that someone wants to be. I would like to be educated, right? I would like to be, if you hear a person, okay, what's the difference between an educated lame and a bougie or boule class motherfucking nigga? What's the difference? There's no difference, right? But the boule sounds better, sounds foreign, right? We like to make we use the word dereliction, hurts niggas to their fucking soul, right?
Dereliction.
But then
I'm a proud derelict.
But then here's the other word, right? When Cerulean comes in, right? And here's the crazy part: when Cerulean comes in and he says the word derelict to anybody, it fits anybody. It hurts the soul. But when he says greetings, esteemed nobles, motherfuckers just hut to, motherfuckers is happy. He pacifies everybody for the first time he meet him because he called you esteemed, which means, damn, I'm better than what I was, and I'm noble, right? We got to start just using words like that to fucking, you know what? Look, ain't nothing wrong with Gino being educated. You need an educated motherfucker. Especially
these are all base level, like in communications. I went to the Naval Communication School, right? Yeah. When you try to establish a base level of respect with people that you are meeting, you use different words. Yeah. Now I may have made the term derelict popular, but that's some shit that we've been using in the military since been when.
Hey man,
and mind you, that's the nice shit. That's the nice shit because there's several things that you could be called that's a hell of a lot worse than derelict. Okay,
I'm cool. Hey, I'm cool being a dirty. I'm cool being a dirty foot hunting derelict.
At least you know your day-to-day options. At least you know.
Look at Gino wild as shit. I like Gino, man.
I'm a dirty foot hunting derelict.
But at the same time,
I'm sort of like Gino a lot. This nigga funny.
But the self-mutilation does not help anything at the same time, right? Yeah. We as one, right? Because guess what? When the cops pull a motherfucker over, they have a nigga that's fresh out of his Benz in a nice ass suit on a goddamn floor in the mud, like they'll have a fucking dude who need to hike his pants up, and y'all be sitting in the same cell, and y'all just like, man, what you here for, Speed? What you here for, Speed? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna share the same cell anyway, right? But my thing is this, and this is the thing is, there's gonna be people you can't deal with. We have to understand that's how it's going to work. Like, there's certain people I don't have conversations with anymore because I've grown past those people, right? There's certain people where I just meet them and then we have the conversation and I can help them out. Now, not everybody's going to be sitting up there in the community, motherfucking being like old dude with the bat and shit on lean on me, right? Like, not everybody needs to do that or have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But you can be that person where you sit at, you can say, yo, what? I'm gonna help whatever black person come through in my pathway with that I'm up to pass down the book, right? And then whatever I can do is something that I can see within my power as I got my shit together, then I'm going to help them as such, but I'm not going to fully turn my back on them, do this, that, the third, and yada, 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 because of some misinterpretation and some ignorance. And when you're trying to deal with people that have problems, that still have their own shit in their day-to-day and whatever, it's just human nature is that they're going to try to throw it at you. Like, they're going to try to just, have diarrhea of the emotions. And if you can't take it, now and it takes a special person to do this. If you can't take it, then it's best to kind of stay away and only deal with the people that come correct to a certain degree, come okay with it, and you can deal with them also. But that whole SYSBM thing, I read the whole thing, and it's so contradictory in itself that it should be just taken and thrown in the fucking trash can and rewritten. And then if you allow an outsider that doesn't deal with Black American women, never lived in America, and you accept that, then that, I'm like, it's a problem, right? This is whatever problem that Black men and Black women have with each other, right? And outside of that, Black men and Black women are still dating each other at an 85 to 90% clip. So evidently, their problem ain't their problem, right? You know what I mean? Now the marriage problem is an American problem because they are American and marriage is not incentivized. So that's a whole nother fucking topic, right? That's a whole nother fucking topic. Then you take on finances, which most divorces are basically based off of finances, right? It's based in infidelity. Finances, number one. Number two is infidelity. A woman allow you to cheat on all day as long as you provide it. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? And no one's above board, right? We didn't see the richest motherfuckers get marched down. I'm taking half of your shit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So it's basically the institution of marriage in Western society is not being motherfucking incentivized. Okay. So, but Black folk, they've been trying to get Black folk to intermingle and date whoever. Now, here's my thing. Mitch McConnell, right? Mitch McConnell was the Senate Majority Leader, and he is now the Senate Minority Leader, right? Okay. Mitch McConnell is married to an Asian woman.
Really?
Right? Mitch McConnell gets Kentucky, right? Kentucky gets the most motherfucking federal welfare out of any other state.
And look at that nigga state.
SYSWM.
But guess what? But guess what they did to Mitch McConnell, right? Remember them hillbillies wanted they goddamn fucking stimulus, and they put a pig on the door and said, "Where's my money, Mitch?" Before they ran up on the Capitol, right? But guess what? Mitch still did for his fucking people. He's married. They don't listen. When motherfuckers investors is the power, Gino, they don't care who the fuck you fucking with. They just care on what are you doing for your fucking people. Listen, these Asian broads, that Asian broad, right? She married the Mitch McConnell ass, right? Guess what? He was over there. Yeah, Trump called it the Kung Flu virus. Yeah, Trump. Guess what? She Asian. But guess what Mitch McConnell did? Oh, he got the Asian hate bill passed, and her people's like, Good going, Ling Ling.
90, that bill passed 92. 92 senators voted for that shit, right?
92, but we can't get a nigga.
What do you think what do you think look? What do you think he did? You ever seen House of Cards?
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey's the minority whip, majority whip. That's what the fuck he did. He gets all of these motherfuckers in line. You're gonna sign this bill. Why? Because if Ling Ling take half, Mitch McConnell got a whole lot of half to take.
Yeah, exactly. And see his
Hey, hold on, Drake. Let me say this real quick before you move on about Mitch McConnell. And this is another thing y'all gotta understand about power. See, when Mitch McConnell has to run off the floor with his old ass and get that phone, there's an unknown white man or a white family he has to answer to on the end of that phone. That's the real power. That's why I don't get caught up in, well, there's a female or a white man or a black man that's in that seat. Who's answering to us? That's the point I want to ask. I want to ask black men. If you've been in the country 400 to 500 fucking years, why ain't nobody answering to us? That's a problem for me.
That's a good question. Hey, gentlemen, I gotta take this phone call, so I gotta go hop on the panel. But I'll be back. If I ain't back soon, I'll be back on the next one. Appreciate y'all for bringing me on.
I come to this country, had to eat on here, and you want to pass this Asian hit bill. You want to pass Asian hit bill?
Hey, listen. Hey man, listen, man. Y'all was up here. Poor Gino, man. Y'all was up here, man. Hold on, man. Y'all can't be doing this to Gino, man. Look.
Nah, Gino held his own though. Gino was Gino. Gino held his own, man. I like Gino, man. I wouldn't put Gino in the coon category. You know what I mean?
No.
You know, not at all.
I think what it is, man, is that you know what I'm saying, when I listen to the brothers say certain things and they're not fully over the hill, but they're saying this is what I'm about to do, what I'm going to do, or something like this, and this is because of this, and this is what happened to me. I said, you know what? Everybody pause. Let's listen to his experience, right? Sometimes if a motherfucker just get it out and say, this is what happened to me, what it is it's that younger generation, that under 33, where you got to unclog your ears for a second and not be them old curmudgeons and shit. Be like, you know what? Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Because they didn't have that. Right? Only thing they heard it was one way. Well, stop fucking with them niggas. You know, niggas ain't shit. You need to lay them niggas alone. But when they hear the difference where they say, well, Jay Sean's smart, Mike V's smart, Cerulli is smart, all these other smart people who I would consider in the educated category, why are they accepted by the community and I'm not, right? And you know what the problem is that the problem is you're not accepted, not because of you're not accepted because when you were growing up, you didn't get that indoctrination. You didn't get that Rosetta Stone because it's a feel, it's a fix, it's all of this other stuff. And sometimes when we run into these guys that are salvageable, right? Or they can get another preview where they can like, look, live your life. But then when a black person cross your path, don't turn your back on, especially a black dude. Just, hey man, what's going on? What's happening? And then you might be able to make a relationship and stay there because he's not trying to be in the hood. That's why he's trying to come up here. And then when he gets up there, you're going to have a problem because then you got a decision to make because they're going to look at you and say, why isn't Tyrone cool with this guy? Tyrone is comfortable in his own. He's cool. Then it's going to start that whole fucking field nigga versus house nigga problem. And they love to play that fucking diatribe. They love to play that. You know what I'm saying? And we do this thing where other races do it to each other to a certain degree, but it's a microcosm on us because we can't afford to do it. Every able-bodied swinging dick need to be on deck to right the fucking ship. Like, you know, we ain't got a motorboat. We got the old ass oars with the goddamn fucking nigga in the back with the drums beating on the bitch. And if we don't get in sync and we don't get that rhythm, we just going in circles in the goddamn ocean and it's a storm coming. And we gotta get on it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the problem when it comes to that whole whatever that argument, the educated versus the uneducated, the barbarians versus the civilized man and all of this other crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? We have that all the time. And the problem is that that's not the problem that we had. And I don't think, and most dudes that reach that level or whatever, or get there when they cross paths, they ain't about that. They actually want to learn and talk to them and whatever, because they don't know the download. They don't know how to move and how did you get there. And a lot of these brothers carried this hurt because they wasn't accepted. They was picked on. They was kicked in the fucking kneecap, stuffed in the locker, dumped in the toilet. You know, the Biffs and shit, right? And Biff trying to
swirlies.
Yeah, and then motherfucking Marty McFly kicking Biff in the nuts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he got the chance to now kick Biff in the nuts. And sometimes you gotta have that conversation, but this Biff ain't your Biff. Like, this is somebody else's Biff. Like, this ain't got shit to do with you. So we as men, I'm like, and here's the other thing, right? Every time you walk into one of those buildings where there's a educated person versus the lower educated person, it's a security guard. That security guard is there for security. Most people that are that educated, it's not that they may not protect themselves, it's just that they're out of practice. They don't have to do that. Like, this guy has to. So it's like we all coexist in society. It's just niggas need to fucking decompress that shit. And there's some people you just got to throw away. Even among the so-called Pookies and Ray Rays.
Yeah, she's a war.
Yes, yeah, we don't fuck with each other in a certain group. Like, there's so-called Pookie and Ray Ray niggas. I don't want nothing to do with your ass. Nothing to do with your motherfucking ass.
Nothing.
You know, it was something that you was mentioning on the last stream, sir, right? Right. And the reason why I keep trapping, I'm not talking about Gino, I'm talking about these other niggas in the trick bag. And I think Juan G said it. He said that they think that they're smarter than me because they perceive me as a fucking Pookie, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
But the problem is nigga, I'm actually a really educated nigga that grew up as a fucking Pookie. Like, I was never supposed to grow up the way I grew up, but I grew up because I had to do it. There was nothing that I needed to do. There's nothing like that. I'm very fucking intelligent. And the funny thing is the Pookie in me had me running circles around jazz. Like, it's the Pookie. It's like
every single time, like, they would take Dre's pillow over the fucking face.
Yeah, the smothering. Yeah.
Like, they take that slow smother every time.
Like, I don't. You're gonna catch it. It's
like, they rather get. I remember when Cerulean said this on the stream. I seen that stream. They rather be smothered by Dre than Cerulean because, you know, he's so damn cerebral. And I noticed that too when they come over here. So, you know, I laugh. Yeah.
It's like, but see, that's the thing. They think Pookie is the motherfucker rolling around. Yeah, nigga, just no, bro. Like, the Pookie is dangerous because guess what? Slick beats smart any day of the week. Like, what are we talking about?
Right.
Like, right now, you're driving around in a high interest motherfucking loan car, right? You're fucking getting a high interest house, and guess what? You went and got that from a white Pookie. You don't even know your interest rate is higher than your white neighbor.
And you know something, Dre? You know, I want to just say this about the Pookie and Ray Ray thing, man. As we talk about the Biffs and the Marty McFlys, if we talk about doing black politics, we actually have a sweet spot because we don't even have to cater to our Pookies and Ray Rays. In white society, they do.
Yeah, they do.
You know what I mean? That's what all this January 6th and shit. They gotta cater to this fuckery on the right. They gotta cater to this shit because they, you know, those ignorant motherfuckers over there will blow shit up. Our niggas just want to get some pussy and get high, and they gave them places where they could be. They gave them their hoods. So that, you know, we look. All we need the motherfuckers to do is vote the way we want them to vote. That's all we do. That's all we need from certain people in the group. And we as black men are not asserting ourselves. So running under white daddy's balls in the Republican Party makes no sense because all your people is over there with the Democrats. All right, you need to lead your people. You need to assert yourself as men. And you know the sweet thing about the situation right now, what we can do to have a lot of sway in politics is that their center is needed so bad right now because what's happening on the right. And you see the power that 2 senators can have in the Senate when you have when you have a Republican Party that's completely out to lunch. You have Sinema and Manchin holding everything up, and they representing the conservative Democrats. But why won't black people be the conservative Democrats? When we take over that mantle, when we become the Jim Webbs of old and the Warners, you know what I mean, and the Canes of old, there's a whole apparatus, and that can bleed over into conservative politics, especially when you're dealing in states like Georgia, South Carolina, et cetera, et cetera. You know, we have openings that we just don't see because we refuse to see them because we're so busy worrying about this black bitch. Stop worrying about that pussy. All I hear in the manosphere is dick and pussy politics. That's really what I hear.
Now
I'm sorry, it's blah 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 dick and pussy blah blah blah. That's all I hear. You know what I mean? And we're not looking at power.
Now what you're hearing, Jay Shine, is a class action lawsuit against black women.
Wow.
You didn't hear Art's panel the other night?
I heard it. Yeah.
Class action lawsuit against black women.
Crazy shit. Yeah.
Oh my God, man. Look, let me tell y'all something, man. Black women are a proxy. And when you fight in a war, you don't fight a proxy. You understand? You don't fight a proxy. That's, you don't fight a fucking proxy. You go at the people who are in the war. You can't say on one hand she's the right hand of white supremacy because that's what cats were saying in space. And then at the same time ignore white supremacy. That don't make no sense to me.
I know.
That makes zero sense to me. In fact, I won't call you a bitch ass nigga because you're afraid to fight that nigga. You afraid to fight that man. You really don't want to deal with the elephant in the room. All I know is this. Women across the board are disloyal. Historically. It was Cerulean who told me. Cerulean gave me the verbiage that I needed when he said one time, he said women are nesters. They nest in the environment they're in. And the truth of the matter is women are natural survivors. They nest in the environment they're in. So if you go throughout history, any war, any defeated men, guess who lapped their women were in? The fucking victors. It just is what it is. This is about power, family. All about power. It's got nothing to do with morality. When you get some power, you create your own morality. How about that?
Hey, go back to my morality video, man. Look, morality is for the motherfucking conquered, not the conquerors.
Yeah. So when you see the Steve Millers and the Steve Bannons, you know what I mean, the fucking the brain trust of white supremacy, you know what I mean, these are cornballs. These are the nerds of their society, but they rule it. They rule white society because they use all the mechanisms of media and, of course, money. They feed their biffs. You know what I mean? So I'm not worried about the Pookie and Ray Rays because they just loose niggas. They don't have no leadership. Just like the bitches, they don't have no leadership. We need a leadership class of black men, and you can't come through talking about it needs to be a separation because my son was disenfranchised. All that stupid shit. It ain't rooted in no fucking facts. Just out here acting a fool. But you a thinking black man because you a conservative. Man, get the fuck out of here. You a bitch. You a punk and you an idiot. You're not thinking at all. You're dumb as fucking rocks. You use all your assets. You use everything. You don't gotta like me. I don't like nothing. I don't like half the people that help me in my life. I don't like half the people I work with. But I do it every fucking day to get to A to B. I need shit done. I need to get my shit done. I didn't get my shit moving. So that's a business mindset. That's being a professional black man, being a professional human being, but having a goal of production. I can't have production. I had that debate with MOT, and Taz is on there talking about, well, why would you work with MOT? You said you would work with MOT, no matter what. Why would you work with him?
And you also had a debate with him with C Boogie, didn't you?
Yeah. No. But I had a few debates, but not with C Boogie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Taz said he asked me an important question because this question actually crystallizes the mindset of a lot of black people, and this shit got to go. He asked me, why would you work with him, Jay Sean, if you don't agree with his position, and aren't you going to be helping him if you do business with him? And I'm like, dude, he's a black man. I got to work with black men no matter what. And I fucked up on that live stream because I should have added that we as black people work with or for white people all the time who hate us. So why the fuck wouldn't I work with him? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any difference. Furthermore, And then what I did say on that live stream is that I would have influence with that brother because I'm doing business with him. So if I gave Mike V a contract, I work with
what
government.
you're doing is incentivizing.
Yeah, exactly. So now if I work with Mike V, say Mike V is some straight up MAGA type nigga, right? You know what I mean? You gotta, spit in the corner of his fucking mouth and everything. They're one of them niggas, right? But he gets a contract with us and he's a black man. I'm going to make sure he hires black people. And if he does not, when that contract needs to be renewed or he wants to exercise an option, it will, for some reason, it won't. You know what I mean? For some reason, I don't know what happened, Mike. I don't know. Something happened. Paperwork got shuffled, but you're out. Good luck. It's influence. This is how white people rule each other. Yeah. This is how all societies rule each other. It's business. That's an absolute fact. You got to do business, family. So you goddamn right, I'm going to do business with him. I don't give a fuck if Mike V's a coon. I'm going to do business with him and influence his ass. You know what I mean? Through business. And what he does in his house, if he wants to put a picture of a fat white bitch on his wall, that's his business. I don't care. He's going to hire niggas.
Because he can even keep his cool views as long as the motherfucker get to do what I need to do.
Yeah, as long as when I walk around that contract and I see people on the site and there's a site contract and there's niggas walking around, we ain't got nothing to talk about. How you doing, brother?
Yo, and sooner or later they say he's gonna work with SKC. Let me stop.
No. Let's pump your brakes now. We can't be doing all of that now. You know what I'm saying? Let's pump your brakes
now. I'm being petty. Don't pay me no mind.
We gotta watch it. You gotta watch out for a Trojan horse. I get that part.
Yeah. Goats are not humans.
Yeah, but but for those listening, Mike V is not a MAGA. I'm just using an example.
Yeah. That's in context. That's in context. Yeah.
Yo, listen, man. I'm saying like this, man. Black people should not belong to any one political goddamn party. Nigga, if you in a state with Republicans running the fucking gauntlet, then you need to attach yourself to a Republican candidate on the fucking ticket. Take them goddamn offerings out of Bishop's hand and put the motherfuckers into the lobbying of fucking politicians and run that shit. So if in New York they Democrats, but in fucking Philly they Republicans, get shit done. Because if you get enough states to do shit, it's gonna start a precedent and everybody gotta get on board. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Because it doesn't matter if the person's black, it doesn't matter if the person's whatever. You gotta make them come to the table, you gotta have them push your shit, and then you gotta stay on their fucking neck. Because them old ass niggas like Al Sharpton, like he stole a full little fucking 8-year-old's body and shit. You know what I'm saying? And have anybody seen Jesse Jackson? His face been on milk cartons. We can't find that nigga.
Oh, he's missing. That Negro is missing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He missing after his son done shit the bed, acting a whole fucking fool and shit. You know
I'm sorry, I missed it.
Man, Jesse Jackson been missing since his racial epithet against Jews when he ran for president.
Yeah. See? Yeah. Well, he was around a little bit, but then his son was running for office and had it, and then his son did some dumb shit. I think it was when Obama was in office. His son.
You know who else is missing right now?
What's that?
You know who else is missing right now? Alan West.
Oh yeah.
After his wife got fucking got wrongly arrested and had his fucking grandchildren confiscated. Yeah, where he at? And the fucking sheriff told him to kiss his ass. yeah, where he at? He quiet as a church man. I thought he was running for office, wasn't he?
He's running for Texas governor. See, he's going.
That's what it means to be a conservative family. That's what it means to be conservative. You can't even defend your family, you coon. Fucking out of here with that bullshit. You know what I mean? You can't even defend your family because you gotta hold the line for these fucking crackers, you coon.
Listen.
Pick up by your bootstraps.
Listen, man. And
fucking army officer can't even defend his fucking family. Fucking cool. This is bullshit, man.
And can somebody please get the doctor of Black History Month stop speaking for black people, Cornel West?
Oh yeah, I can't stand that coon.
You know what I'm saying? What was it? Well, he can't get. He still can't get his residency at what? Yale or Harvard?
Princeton.
No, it's Harvard. It's Harvard. He left Harvard.
At Harvard, right? He still can't get his residency at Harvard, even though Yale offered him one. Even though Princeton offered.
I know it's hard, but Princeton. Remember, he used to be in Princeton.
Yeah, but he want the residency at Princeton so bad, right? But then he'll say, but send your kids to a historical black college. But nigga, you got all of this money, you know all of this shit, but there's a historical black college called Howard, and I just looked in the news, paying all of that money. They got roach, rats, all kinds of shit in the dorms. The students are protesting as we speak. As we fucking speak. But, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And can the honorable minister, Louis Farrakhan, do something? You know, black people, they remember, like, black people are just more than the NOI, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like nigga, where was you niggas at? There was multiple times. Where was you niggas at? Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, all of that. I didn't see none of them niggas showing up. Them lawyers and all of them fucking bourgeoisie niggas they got showing up to represent the brother that basically defended his fucking family in the face of white supremacy and opposition. You know what I mean? Like the great Malcolm X standing up inside the window with the gun in his hand and shit. None of that. I remember the nation used to do that. They didn't give a fuck. Everybody would just come together and support, especially an atrocity like that. And even if you didn't mean it, it was good publicity. Great publicity.
Facts.
Great motherfucking publicity. Matter of fact, if you would have went there and got the motherfucking bro, or even stood like you was doing some legal representation, you might have got some converts off of that shit. Might have. But guess what? Now you got, matter of fact, my Hebrew Israelite brethren, where are you at? You only talk to niggas when they already in jail.
It's late. Yeah, them niggas has been washed. 2012. Yeah, they've been watched since 2012, Dre. Them niggas is done.
And then the only brother that looked like he was in the semblance of doing some shit with the we ain't fucking around movement, his ass is on federal lookout and they get them on some bullshit, but none of these motherfuckers is coming to defend his right to bear arms legally. Why these white boys can walk up and down, run up on the Capitol and kick in doors.
With M16s.
With M16 and all types
of shit. ARs too.
And I'm trying to sit up here, I'm trying to fathom from the life of me, right? I'm done with them niggas. Listen, man, listen.
Like I told Dre, they're the professional white ass kissers. I call them pro wax. They're the real pro wax. All right, you know professional ass kisses. So white ass kisses. So look, I gotta hop off of here. It's almost 2 a.m. I gotta get up in the morning and get some.
All right now.
Y'all niggas be cool, man.
Appreciate that.
I'm telling you right now, it's fucking war on sight with these niggas. I'm gonna be at these niggas next all winter. I got time.
Okay.
Oh shit. Nothing going on. It's cuffing season. They ain't cuffing shit.
Oh yeah, because you gotta understand what type of dude I am. If you can make a live stream about me months ago and I'm just now talking about it, that should let you know what kind of nigga I am. All right.
They got outlet today. Tomorrow it's them niggas.
Yeah. So shout out to Mike V. Good to see you, bro. Albert, good to see you. I hope you're feeling good. And you know, Cerulean, my man Serb Dalbayo, and Dre, petty ass. Y'all niggas be good.
Hey man, hold on, Deshaun, since you leaving, man, I gotta look out for you, man. I gotta help you out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? There you go. You can leave that.
Thank you, sir. Good night, y'all.
All right, good night.
All right.
Yo, but my thing is this, man, is that I think we should do this. I think we should be able to do this, right? Like, I think we should, and you know, we should rally the spirit of our great ancestors, right? The Haitian ones, right? And we should be like Dessalines. We should march every last one of them niggas out there for their failure to do what they need to do as our leaders. They have two choices. They can step down and have new leadership and give over the handbook, and we can read the handbook and admit certain things, or we can do a public execution. I like public executions. Don't public executions work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm for it, man.
Let me take a quick step back, though, because we were talking about, like, number one with the Pookies and Ray Rays. I actually had this discussion with I can't remember another brother, but it was on another live stream, and he was saying, you know, he feels embarrassed because he came up with the quote unquote gangster dudes, and he feels embarrassed because as black men, as gangster as we are, you know, everybody got a 30-round drum or a 100-round drum, but these men with 100-round drums are being incarcerated. How, when you got a 100-round drum, are you not shooting it out with every police officer who only has a 9mm, even if they send 30 guys at you?
Well,
But
I'm gonna tell you this. And that was happening back in the day, right? That was happening. Actually, it was happening, right? Now, I remember in Baltimore City, the police would lock your ass up, do certain shit. I'm just saying from Baltimore City standpoint. And if you belong to a certain person or you was at a certain tier, they would tell you, look, man, you got to get out the corner. I want to tell you, get out the corner. I don't want no problems. Blase blah. The problem is when the OGs died off, right? The problem is when the OGs died off, when the OGs got incarcerated, when there was a power vacuum in the shift, and then the police, because we had a 20-year war, they started hiring, right, ex-military, especially the racist kind, right? And we seen it. We seen a Marine hold down the police by himself in an alley, let him have it. We seen another trained black dude have a shootout with the Marines. I mean, with the police officers, right? Anybody trained in firearms or knowing how to do it, right? They can hold off the police, right? Now, a lot of these police precincts, they ain't got 9mm. Them motherfuckers got ARs in the back of their trunk. Ever since the white boys in California was walking down the street with that bank robbery with that body armor on,
the body armor,
that changed the whole game, right? And for the most part, ain't no group of police running up in no projects like that, right? They basically pick us off one by one, this, that, and the third. And what they don't do to this guy, they do to the next guy to prove a fucking point. Now we don't have a problem with getting locked up. It's a problem with even making it to the jail cell in one piece. So that's the biggest problem right now. Now, as far as that being said, one thing can't exist without the other. Okay? So I'm a street dude. It is what it is. You don't kill no police. Okay? And police know who to put their hands on, who not to. And anytime that they get a bust or something like that, it's because it's a power. It's a power thing. It's a power dynamic. Okay? If the gangsters keep the peace in the neighborhood, then this is what happened. Like in Philly, which you're having right now, right? I was watching Willie D, right? From the Ghetto Boys, Willie D, right? I was watching Willie D, and he was talking about how there are 10, I think, to 20 families that are related to police informants, right? And in the community, they're getting fucked with, beat up, threatened, hurt. One of their family members got killed because the police department's not protecting the informants of their family, right? This is just happening. This is happening, right? Now, the police ain't doing their job on that end of the spectrum, right? You got another brother that called the police. I was watching Willie D again and called the police. The police arrived and he smacked the police in the face.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to listen to the story, but it was nothing. No, he decided he would call a police officer just to see him show up and smack him in the face. Just cause, right? The problem is that a lot of these younger guys, right? And they don't want to tell you this. A lot of these younger guys are out here murdering cops. You just heard a dude in his system. Dude ran around with a gun that his sister got illegally, and he shot a cop. I think that was over there in Oakland somewhere. Just cause. Motherfuckers,
Yeah, of course, they're going to suppress those kind of stories because they don't want to give the general public this idea that, police are just like any other human.
Yes. Yeah, I'm like, police are getting murdered. Like, remember after the Freddie Gray situation, there was a brother that went from Baltimore up to New York. The cops were sitting in their thing, and he fucking murdered the cops sitting right in their squad cars.
Yep.
Murdered them. I'm like, they was eating their lunch, minding their business, sitting on the corner, and he killed both of them. Right? We never heard what happened to his trial. We never heard nothing. Police get killed all the fucking time. Police get blasted all the fucking time. There's retaliations done all the time. They just don't put it out there because they don't want to let you know, like Cerulean said. It's called suppression of information, right? It's a big thing, right? Until the story gets too big and it gets legs, and because we got social media, they have to say certain things. Now they're putting it out there to let you know that police, the reason they act the way because they gotta fight these monsters, but no one's trying to hear that right now. So they're leaking these stories here and there to get to testimonies, to get support and sympathy. So
now it's unpopular. Now it's unpopular to say that, you know, people are animals. And that, you know, it's nigger back in the day. They became super predators, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about like you see people ambushing motherfucking police officers left and right.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you this one, right? Every time there's a mass shooting, right? Every time there's a mass shooting by some kid that fucking or some dude that loses his shit. Now in Chicago, right? Now you would think all niggas in America reside in Chicago, right? Like matter of fact, Chicago is now became the fucking the abstract word for niggas. Now to the nigga news, Chicago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mayor Lightfoot, this black bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like this. Look at this bitch, and they give her the most unflattering photo possible. Look how she's fucking up the city. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why you think that, right? They got it like the gangsters are only killing each other, but they won't. No, they killing them cops too. Them cops ain't running up in there like that. Listen, I got a question though. Here's the question. Those projects, how many square city blocks are those projects? Right?
I mean, you let some people tell it, they would think that it's only like a block down the street.
Right.
Some of the motherfuckers be like
Just
fucking
like 5 blocks of buildings.
5 blocks of buildings, right?
20 square fucking city blocks.
20 square city blocks. How many people you think live up in that motherfucker?
Oh, many thousands.
Many houses, right? So you have this thing, this incursion of young men, like the gangs in New York, running around, most of the time shooting over territory, money, or whatever they got to do. Right? I'm not giving a and sir,
yeah,
somebody's in the back door. So
man, you even got it to the point to where just to get the fucking licks back, you got police doing fucking drive-bys in a retaliation.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I used to hang out in the pink houses in Brooklyn, and you know, there was that situation where the cop killed the young man in the hallway, and you know, trust me, the pink houses ain't sweet, but it ain't what it's portrayed on TV. You know, none of East New York is. You know what I mean? So I understand, you know, where you know these cops getting killed, but a lot of this fighting over this territory. My thing is this: these younger Pookies and Ray Rays, we kind of need to help force or direct their attention, because I look at it like this: it's almost a rite of passage, right? When I was running around not thinking I would live till 21, my goal was to die before 21 so my name would ring bells in the hood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
spark.
Yeah, but if we could spark this attitude or attention towards being warriors for our cause, you know, somebody mentioned the NOI. And you know, the difficulty with the NOI now, number one, Farrakhan, he's over the hill, but he's just a face. The true leadership is someone named Silas Muhammad. And they're totally whitewashed now, to be honest.
I know.
You know,
they all on that like a Scientology shit now, you know.
Yeah, Scientology shit, yeah.
Yeah, right. Don't get me on Scientology. L. Ron Hubbard racist.
And
Hey man, I don't know if I remember we had a conversation about AIG and motherfucking Neil Starr and motherfucking L. Hubbard and fucking Herbert Marcuse comes out of that same vein. So, don't get me started on the whole little you dig.
I got you. I definitely got you. But I think, like, if we can find a way, for example, I was sitting outside today, this young 22-year-old young buck came up to me heard me talking about real estate. And as opposed to anything, look, let me give you some free game on how to get into this. Now he's less likely to go knock somebody over because he's got a positive idea in his head. But we know that if some cracker tests him, he'll crack their head open. And that's kind of the way we need to be. Unfortunately, we as a people, like you said, the majority of us, man, we have to, I don't know what we must do. But this, we can't really, like you said, we can't separate. So even those Pookies and Ray Rays we need. And then you look at reform Pookies and Ray Rays, right? Bro, I was out there kicking up dust. You know what I'm saying? 7-4 Hoover order. You know what I mean? Got shot 5 times in the Trey 4 in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
But now I'm in financial services, and everybody looks at me, and we would never suppose that you were into those type of things. So we can actually reform a lot of these young dudes. They just have, like, I sat today with somebody because November 2nd is everybody's local election. So here I'm in New Haven, Connecticut. So I heard y'all mention Yale. If I look out of my apartment window, I look at Yale campus, right? I live in a nice area downtown New Haven, but the alder, I'm like, well, what's your plans? Oh, well, we want to make, public housing, more affordable housing with all the buildings. We want 15% to be, Section 8. I'm like, well, damn, they do 20% requirement in New York. Y'all just catching up here. But
my thing is, this is my thing, right? This is my thing about this.
They got to prepare for the collapse.
To do. And they're not
prepare for the collapse. And then there's a mass amount of people that are going to be leaving New York City, right? Where do you think they're going? They're going to Connecticut. They're going to Delaware. They're going to Maine and whatnot.
Yeah. You want to spread out, but I'm gonna say like this. This is see Section 8 housing. I'm gonna say like this, right? Section 8 housing doesn't work because of this. You have to do if you're gonna do Section 8 housing for minorities, you have to do Section 8 housing like you did for the white women when you originally built it. Right? You put people, Section 8 housing is for you to be there so it trains you to go to work, come the fuck home, pay your bills, right? With a stipend or a surplus. Then you out of that and how you perform, we move you out of that shit, then move you into this housing in which you can own, aka the brownstones, the town and the row houses, right? Then you move out of that. This housing is being built by these landowners that's giving government subsidies to basically sell off their old land for this project, but they hold it until you pay it off and then they get a bankroll. Does a person really give a fuck about their neighborhood if they're renting, or does a person give a fuck about their neighborhood if they're owning it?
When they own it.
When they own it, right? So just like you said with real estate. So instead of giving a person a place to stay with paying $100 or $200 a month rent, what you do is you do like they do in Singapore, right? You get public assistance, public housing in Singapore, but the money never goes to you just paying the rent. It actually goes to you owning the property. You stay there for 5 years at a maximum, then they give you an option. You can stay in this, you own, then you can pay another 5 years. You already paid 50% into it. You can own it, right? Or you go and move that money over here to this housing over here. Or if you saved up your money right, you can go buy you something better, and then we'll give you a grant or a stipend to move your ass out so the next family can move the fuck in. And depending on how well you took care of the property, while you were in the property, if you was a good neighbor, no complaints, no none of this dumb shit, guess what? We'll even give you more subsidies on that so you can be a homeowner to move the fuck out. This is what Singapore does, right? Other than the Vatican is one of the fucking smallest goddamn fucking nations in the world, right? Now, that system derived from the American system.
Yeah.
From the 60s and the 70s where they fucking gave the white women the triple, quadruple minority. Right?
Oh, now you're talking. Now you're talking about welfare creating the white middle class.
I'm saying. So if we're going to do what it is what people what they're just doing in America is they're just moving niggas around. That's all they doing. Hey, move niggas up south, move niggas down south, move niggas west south, move niggas east south. Right? But you still didn't fix the problem because you want the problem to exist. There's no possible way that your minority class is upholding everything that's fucked up about America while you literally hide the fuckery and debauchery of the majority of your fucking debauchery, which belongs to white people. And we can look at January 6th all we want to see it.
Which is easy to do whenever when you fucking call the goddamn newsreels for anything white that's fucked up. Nope, take that out. Only good stories about white people and put on the news.
Yeah.
But look, thank you, brothers, man. Look, it's a little. I gotta go out of here. and I gotta get something to eat, man. I just remember I haven't eaten anything all day. So.
Oh man, you gotta get you. Oh, you getting one of Means chicken sandwiches?
Yeah.
Not chicken. I got a taste for that brisket today. You know what I'm saying?
Brisket. Oh shit, son. The brisket.
Oh, I already had that earlier. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the brisket. Look, I just found out Chipotle got that brisket. I was
about to say you going to Chipotle, huh?
you already know it, nigga. Chipotle, brisket in that bitch.
Listen, man, the brisket ain't all that out Chipotle. You might like the barbacoa. Yeah.
You said the brisket ain't that great. I still gotta fuck with it.
You gotta try it just to see what it's like. I ain't gonna hold you.
Chipotle brisket, nigga. This
But here's the thing with them FH. I mean, with them with the section, that option is technically still available to many. We just as a people, many black folk don't know about it, right? And then a lot of real estate agents don't even know how to go about helping you with that. But there's an option.
The thing is like this, right? Like the real estate agents know about it, but why would they do anything like that for you? Because it's not incentivized because a real estate agent gets their cut. And why would I move you in? Like, I'm not going to get a good percentage off of a fucking home that's like $80,000, right, with a government subsidy, and then the company gets a tax break where I'm selling a $250,000 home. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting my cut. So it's not incentivized. Right. If the company came down with the government and all this other stuff, and when I'm talking about the state, I'm not talking about federal, right?
Right.
I'm talking about the state. If the state says, look, you real estate agents, if you sell these many HUD homes or these many, all this program, right? We will do this X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 incentivization on this. But that is the thing that we need to push. Here's the other issue and the problem, right? If you take a group of people that's been maligned and all of this, and you uproot them, right? And you just drop them in another place, they're going to go back as business as usual. What you have to do is that you have to wean them off of it, when you get them around other people. That's why the one that they do, like in I say Maryland, DC, and certain places, right? When they tore down the projects in Baltimore and shit, they started putting people like my homeboy, got out of jail, felon, got him a job. He was like, yo, I'm in Towson. You in what, nigga? You in Towson? Ain't no hoods in Towson. That's where the rich person, that's where the nice people live at, right? He right down the street from the college, right? I drive to go see him. He's in this nice ass apartment building. I say, damn, nigga, they upgraded the projects, right? He comes out of the apartment building. You gotta fucking buzz people up, and it's nice, right? He's right down the street from Towson Town Center Mall and then Towson College.
Mm-hmm.
I sit there and talk to him. I say, yo, how you get in here? Oh man, they doing the stipend thing. So basically, we got Section 8, but they don't have a place to put you in the city, right? Because they can't put you in the project because it ain't none. And the projects that they do have over east, they slowly try and get the motherfuckers out of there and shit. So what happened is they just put you in these places with these other people that live in these places. And he says it's like 6 other people that live in this building that's on Section 8. But for you
DeAndre,
here,
one question.
Yeah, good.
This friend, this associate of yours, was he on parole or what?
No, he was done.
Or was he?
Done with parole.
Oh, he was just okay. So basically, they didn't want to go back to his old neighborhood and shit, so they got him out of there.
There was nothing. There's nothing in this whole neighborhood because there's nothing there. It's like blocks and blocks.
Exactly.
And blocks. There's shit there. You know what I'm saying? So what they did was they started doing this. He told me they started doing this years ago. Is they start putting people in like Largo, Maryland, and shit, and outside of DC. They started fanning motherfuckers out and putting them in these other neighborhoods. And when they was clumping them together, then those neighborhoods just turned into the projects. But when they dispersed them out, right, and they started doing upon how people their achievements, basically. Like if you got a job, if you work a certain place, then you would qualify for being in this nice neighborhood. So he had a little bullshit job, but he lost his job because, you know, whatever. So I got him another job. But his woman had a nice job. And he was actually married. They actually got married. So they allow people to be married on Section 8. Like it's like, what? He said, yeah, man, they did the mayor came out with this ordinance about, yo, if you married, you can be on Section 8. Just get in these places because the government, the state and the federal was running this program and giving them money. So they say, look, because a lot of single people didn't qualify, right? Even the single mothers didn't qualify because they had to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That needed to be on Section 8. So, and if you make over a certain amount, you can't get Section 8 anywhere. So people that was married, that was like they had their living boyfriends or something, you know, he would leave the house, they'd come through and check, but she got a little bullshit ass job. So they started incentivizing, they started doing this program. And you know what's the crazy part? They found out that if you put some people that's trying to do right, that just had bad shit life, and you put them around some nice folk that got their shit together, but you don't let the nice folk know that they suck, and you don't put them around some super rich people, but you put around some people that's middle class or something like that, that's just above middle class, they're going to start taking on the habits. The kids start going to fucking school, start learning better.
Mm.
Now this was 2016. I'm talking to him now. My homeboy, he still works at the Sheridan. He done got a couple of promotions and shit. His woman's doing great. They done had their kid and everything, and he's doing great. And he's not even on full Section 8. He's on like a 20 percentile Section 8. He's on 20 percentile Section 8. That means he's still on Section 8, but his rent is being subsidized by 20%.
Wow. And
they already saved up some money. They looking at a hood home. They building a home, I think, over the east side or something like that, because it's his black brother that's doing an initiative over there where he's buying up all of them homes and shit to put people in there to buy the home. Black, white, it doesn't matter, just to buy the homes because they having a big problem with the Baltimoreans being pushed out of Baltimore by the incursion of people from Philly, New York, Virginia, DC, all of that. Like it's like a land grab in Baltimore, and they came and the city council came together and said, no, you're not pushing the Baltimoreans out. Like,
hey, so speaking of Baltimore, have you heard of a woman by the name of Kimberly Classic?
Yep.
Okay, I am ironically enough Facebook friends with her Republican ass, but
yeah, but she's not. But she's not Baltimorean. She's like when we say Baltimorean, we mean Baltimore. Like you from the city. You from the city. She ain't from the city. She's from the county. That's a whole different. Yeah, it's a separation of church and state. It's like being from New York and being from Buffalo.
Okay, yeah, that's not New York.
Like, yeah. We don't. Yeah. You gotta be from like the way Baltimore works is You gotta be in Baltimore City to be considered from Baltimore. If you used to live in Baltimore City and you move out to the county, you ain't from Baltimore City no more. Like this, like you're not from Baltimore City. You ain't from Baltimore City. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's, you know what I'm saying? So, like, because I looked into it, I was hearing this chick. I'm like, who the fuck is this chick, right? And then when she was talking, I said, oh, she's a county bitch. Yeah, you know, I mean, that's how we said. Like, if you ever heard like the mayor and shit, like they had that thing where the mayor was talking and the guy didn't have his mask on,
right?
And he started talking to the guy like, hey, yo, put your mask on. Hey, yo, put your mask on. Like he did that in front of everybody. No, I went to high school with him. He's from Baltimore. That's how we talk. She don't talk nothing like that. Like Baltimore, people that's from Baltimore, if they talking to another person from Baltimore, they want to talk to them in their language. They don't get back to being professional, but we just talk to each other different. It's different how white people from Baltimore talk. There's a difference between how black people talk in certain connotations, but we understand each other. She ain't from Baltimore, and everybody know it, and that's why she didn't win shit. Like that's why she was running, and she didn't get no legs on nothing. Like Baltimore City's Democrat. It's Democrat across the board. She wasn't getting shit. That whole Republican shit don't rock in Baltimore City. Like that. Now, outside of that, in the state of Maryland, that rocks. If she would have ran on the ticket out, like in the county, like Anne Arundel, not even Anne Arundel because that's Democrat too. That's like Baltimore 2.0. But if she was in Harford County, Queens Anne, close to Annapolis, Silver Springs, all of that shit, yeah, she would have won because that's Republican. That's how the governor's Republican. Yeah. So she would have won there, but not Baltimore City. She ain't no. The last Republican to hold any council seat or mayoral shit was Schaefer. Was William Donald Schaefer.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was like before I was born.
Tell your man as well to check out a program called NACA, NACA.
NACA?
Okay. Yeah. Even though he's got money, actually it's better because he's got money saved up. So NACA will actually help you with your down payment, fixing your credit, getting with a realtor. I used to help a lot of people when I did that in New York. I've been doing real estate since 2017, but I don't really focus on that. I'm more on the insurance side. Because of my experiences, getting shot will make you do that.
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, have him check out the NACA program, NACA.org. And like I said, they do down payment assistance. They help them with that first-time homeowner's mortgage. I really like people to get out of the first-time homeowners, especially as Black folks, since we're speaking revolutionarily. It's what ends up happening is detrimental because you have to, first of all, it's an easier way in, right? The house is 100,000. Instead of having 20 racks, all you need is 3,500, right? 3.5% down. The problem is they then give you generally much higher rates. They assume that you're going to refinance, and they give you what's called PMI, private mortgage insurance, which is nothing other than protecting the bank for when, not if, when you default on the loan, because they intend on you defaulting on the loan. That's why you have, mortgage-backed securities or, things like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, Ginnie Mae, and Annie Mac that are actually traded on the stock market. They're like, they package them up in mortgages. So you have from A to Z. A mortgages cost a lot less because those people are likely to pay their mortgage. And then Z mortgages cost more because you're likely to get an accretion because those people are less likely to be able to fulfill their commitment. But yeah, have your man look at NACA. Actually, I think anyone who's listening, if you are not currently a homeowner and you're interested, NACA.org is actually, I think it's in all 50 states. And the reason that they created that was due to the 2008 subprime mortgage situation. So the government is forcing Bank of America and Citibank to give these loans to people.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
To talk about the 2008 housing crisis and the recession and how they were doing that predatory loaning practices. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Black folk, if you go for a loan, bring your own pen and make sure that that pen is blue. I will explain to you why from a person who's in that industry. And I was actually guilty of doing this discrimination myself against black people because you get trained, unfortunately, to think against your own kind. But if you are applying for a mortgage, make sure that you fill it out in blue ink, because if it's filled out in black ink, that sends a signal to the underwriters to scrutinize it more, to look for a way to decline the loan.
So you're talking the legal blue, right?
The legal blue, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because otherwise, sorry.
They teach us that when we're doing contracts and shit. If you're not signing them digitally, do it in legal blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll protect you from a lot. But it subconsciously sends signals to it sends signals to underwriters. Hey, scrutinize this application more. Also, in terms of credit, and unfortunately, this is nothing we can avoid, there is a black credit penalty. You simply have worse credit for the simple fact that you're black, and America has rated us to have bad credit. So much so that Standard & Poor's and Moody's actually decreased the credit rating of the country during President Obama's presidency.
You know what? That is a fact, and when that and people don't like, and that is a fact, and that's why we ain't gonna get into the Benghazi thing, but you know what I'm saying, that rectified that. You notice that the Benghazi, the credit score of the United States of America shot through the roof again, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So and that's some Pookie shit right there. Strong arm your shit, nigga. Yo. Let me get out of here, sir, man. Appreciate you, man. I got to run out of this motherfucker, man. Yo.
Yeah, myself, fellas.
Yeah, I should be back for your stream later on at 9.
Yeah, it's at 9. Yeah, I won't drop it in the chat when people cross over, and then I'll start talking. Yeah.
All right.
I got a couple more minutes.
All right, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm about to go watch this football game because Sunday is my football Sunday. Me and the wife generally watch football all day.
Right.
But once I heard y'all, talking, that's really what, a lot of men that I'm realizing, men who are productive, were kind of upset with, the manosphere, if you will.
Yeah.
And I stumbled upon it because I saw a bunch of black men online talking. I was like, oh shit. It's the space and we could go talk about some stuff. But I'm just learning about this whole red pill stuff. And it's ironic because back in 2017, right before I got married, I had a brother who was like, listen, man, be careful getting married. He had just got divorced from his wife and he was looking for an apartment. So I was helping him find an apartment. And he was like, I don't want to red pill you. And literally until about this week, I had no fucking clue what he was talking about until I realized for most of the past year I've been in this manosphere space and they've been talking about, like Jay Sean said, pussy politics. And listen, man, like even your boy Kevin Samuels, I follow him, but I look at it and I'm like, oh, these dudes are vicariously living through him. Because listen, I wasn't the strong jawline I am today. So now I wasn't, the best with the women, but now a lot of dudes are living vicariously through him. Get her. That's the girl who rejected me in high school. You know the way to get back at the girl who rejected you in high school?
You find somebody far better than her.
That too. Get your money up and make it to the point where she's like, damn, I have to pursue him. Make her do like I've had some chicks that rejected me in high school. When they saw me in Walmart and they had a cart with 4 fucking kids in it, they waved me down. I'm like, who are you talking about? Me? Yeah, hey, how you been? Oh, hey, girl, here's my business card. Give me a call. See you later. That's how you get the revenge.
Yeah.
But listen, with that being said, I got to go chill with my wife and watch the football game.
Right.
Respect, gentlemen.
My best to the IRS while you're at it.
No doubt. Yeah, listen. Actually, that's
this is wife works for the IRS.
Speaking of that, yes, that she does. In speaking of that, everybody also with with like your digital currency, be very careful. If nobody's heard, the Biden billionaire tax is coming. The Biden billionaire tax is on unrealized capital gains. The reason that's dangerous is because if your coin of whatever sort accretes from 4/10,000ths of a dollar and then it goes to the moon, nobody can actually purchase one coin from you, because it, instead of it being worth supposedly 4/10,000ths of a penny, it'll be worth $50,000, and your average American can't afford $50,000 for one coin. So unless Elon Musk comes and buys it, you have a portfolio that's supposedly worth, $600 bazillion. Well, now you will be taxed on the unrealized gains, meaning if your 1 penny investment is now worth 6 million. If you cash out the 6 million, cool, you pay taxes on it. But now they're saying, well, it accreted to 6 million. Yeah, you didn't cash out, but it's a capital gain anyway. So we're going to tax you on that 6 million. With that being said, wipe ass, work in progress every day, and see success. Salute. I'm out.
All right.
Wash your hands while you're at it too.
Yeah.
It's funny he's talking about, playing football, watching football, because I myself, I'm playing football at the moment.
Yeah.
Not Madden, Mutant Football League, because I needed a little hijinks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I guess we got to wrap this up.
Yeah, I got like 2 more minutes because I'm gonna wait till it hits 9 o'clock and then I'm gonna drop the link for people to come over. This is like an after stream for aunties, and we discuss a little few things, but we'll continue the conversation over there because I already got it set up. So
all right. I'll be there. Probably be there when I can. All right.
All right.
All in a minute. One.
Peace. Yeah. Y'all can join the next stream. I just dropped the link. I know it's gonna be 9 something. So if y'all can hop over there and we can continue the conversation. So yeah, my Sunday chills is gonna be up. So with that, I'm waiting for 30 seconds, 29 seconds. It's counting down. And as you can see, we can do this and whatever. And it's an open discussion. We can talk about anything you want. And I'm just gonna go drop the link. So appreciate everybody came through, Cerulean and Mike V and Jay Shine, the other brothers. But DeAndre and everybody else will come through. So it's gonna be a good stream, you guys. And I'm going to drop the link in the chat over here. So yeah. So with that, I'm gonna shut this down. Peace.